I've had like the week from. I've been so stressed and upset, and just to the point of not wanting to play Iron Banner and just going and laying on the bed, curling up in a ball and going to sleep. I'm like,
I'll be honest with you, I don't think you're missing out on anything this week. Iron Banner is kind of cancer. And by kind of cancer, I mean like level 3, just death throes levels of cancer. It is rough, man. Like, I played a couple of games.
Wait till we get into the show. Let's discuss it in the show.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy playing even more. So with all that said, let me hand you over to your hosts, the Triumph Hunting Titan Nitedemon, the pink-panted pansy Peroty, and your Hunter Master Ranger, Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life!
So, while we're at it, welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, the show where we are not professional in any way, shape, or form, and we just here because we like the game and we like talking to people, and people like me like to hear myself talk. So,
and we'd like to start off with issuing an apology for anybody last week managing to catch Respawn swearing in the podcast that I missed deleting or kind of dolphing out. So you apologise. Respawn also apologises, but not. So, yes. Sorry,
I apologise that you didn't edit it out. Yes, I absolutely
I knew
did.
you'd say that. Yeah.
That checks out.
Yeah. But yeah, so, if you haven't been here before, my name is Respawn. My Titans to my left and to my right, giving me a Titan sandwich experience, is Nitedemon, the fearless leader of the show, and Peroty, the enabler of enablers. So, for the first timers, what's up? How you doing? How's the wife? How's the kids? Enjoying the game? Yeah? No? Tell us your thoughts.
I'm so far behind. I have so many things to do.
Well, this is what happens when you go on holiday.
It is, but it was a very good holiday, and I like to stay there.
You went to a Taylor Swift concert, so how good could it really be?
And the Van Gogh Museum, and the Rijksmuseum, and the MoCo Museum, and Street Art Museum.
The Van Gogh Museum?
Lots of museums, yes. Yeah, no.
I kind of would have liked to see that.
Yeah, no, the Van Gogh Museum was incredible. There was also another museum called the MoCo Museum that had a bunch of street art works by Banksy, Basquiat, others, Warhol. That was really cool. And then this incredible museum called Straat, Straat, which is all like graffiti street, like actual like street art graffiti mural museum. Really? And it was in this old shipbuilding warehouse, and I'm a large human, but I've walked into this building and just felt so dwarfed because every single work of art, like every single thing was like 3 stories tall. Like they built massive ships there. And so every single thing was just this huge, wall-sized mural on top of another one, and it just went on forever. It was just a really cool museum, really cool building. So yeah, if you're ever near Amsterdam, go. It's lovely. And then you come back to the U.S. and now you're here. It was funny. Nitedemon may appreciate this. We were, I don't think I think we took every form of public transit we could while we were there. I think except for a piggyback ride, trams, trains, buses.
Well, I say you could probably have got that as well, but you just didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we could have though. We just decided not to. But then we're getting to the airport, flying back into DC. We're stepping off the plane, and basically Dulles Airport, they've got what they call people movers. It's basically because the terminal is expanded over time. They need to move you from like way over here to way over there. It'll be a very long walk to get you some places. So they basically, load you into a people mover, bring you from point A to point B, like a little shuttle bus, and put you there. We get off the plane. We step through the thing before we even gone through immigration, before any of that stuff. Get on the people mover, and one of the guys from the plane is like, "We're in America. We're not even out of the airport, and we're already on a truck." But yep, welcome to the truck. Bud.
Trucks don't exist everywhere in the world. Okay,
sure. Amsterdam, no. They are bikes. There are tiny little cars. There are normal sized cars, and that's it. I'm still hearing the tring, 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 tring of all the bikes zipping around.
Oh, the bikes. I hear tring, 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 but that's only because I grew up in New Orleans. We have something that we call trolleys. There's another name normal people use, but we call them trolleys.
Streetcars.
Streetcars, yeah, I think that was it, yeah.
In desire, perhaps.
But yeah, so they make that stupid bell thing too. Like while other kids were riding the bus to school, the people in my area, because I grew up right outside the French Quarter, right? And I went to a private Catholic school. Shut up. And yeah, we had to catch the trolley every day, and they gave us this little gold tokens, which you would use for the trolley every day. It was, you had to spend $1 to buy it, so it's essentially $1 to ride this thing, right? But you couldn't actually give $1 because the machines back then would only take the tokens. So you had to go out of your way to go buy these tokens for $1 instead of just giving the $1 to the thing. You know, it's bleh.
So welcome back to Around the World in 80 Seconds with Nitedemon, Respawn, and Peroty.
Absolutely.
Bazinga.
And now we're back in the land of destiny.
We are. We should have never left. What have we learned from this? We do not leave the land of
not
destiny.
to drive the white's car.
We've learned that it's very obvious to me who plays Gambit and who doesn't, because I swear you PvP players have no idea how to collect things and put them in a spot. You just don't. It's really embarrassing out here. I shouldn't be sitting here half banking crests for my team over and over again in a desperate attempt to actually win games because the rest of my team is allergic to picking up the big round red things.
And
You can pick those up. You can pick those up.
Maybe that is what's throwing the Gambit players.
I promise it's
for a loop.
possible.
Because
It's possible.
normally they
You
have the
can-
little white triangles, and now it's big red sphere things.
It's so possible.
Decahedrons? Is it a decahedron?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
but go with that.
Hey, I'm just struggling not to call them modes over here. Like it's just not that hard. You put on powerful attraction, you run near one, it just sucks them all up. You've got them,
I was
and
right.
you're good to go. And you bank them, and then you win very easily. At one point, we won a game 65-0, which I'm pretty sure the other team just decided to throw because how do you not bank a single crest? Like we weren't beating them that badly. They were killing us plenty. They just refused to play the objective.
Well, let me tell you how you don't pick a single crest. You go in, you kill somebody, you pick up their crest. Sometimes it's a lot of crests, but before you can move from that spot, his 8 teammates will constantly kill you before you can take a step.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. That the thruster comes in handy for that a little bit, but yeah, no, it is absolutely Team Shot 101.
Yeah.
And the Kvostov is, they should just hand you one when you walk in. Although I have to say, claws. There's a distinct 2 experiences I've had because I missed the first week of Iron Banner, so I'm trying to do my Iron Banner this week with Tribute. And there's a distinct experience of pre getting a decent Claws of the Wolf and post getting a decent Claws of the Wolf because that thing is ridiculous.
I have a bunch of roles for that. What role should I keep? Like, what's the god role?
We put it in the show notes last week.
Yeah.
Well, let's pretend that I don't remember.
I mean, the one I'm running with is a Headseeker Zen moment.
I got that one. Okay.
The other 2 ones aren't great. Like it's not the best role, but Headseeker brings me back to my bygones crutch days of going, I'm going to hit you, and I'm going to let the gun bring you up to the headshots.
Mm.
I need to get one with better recoil. It's only I've only got it to 68 with
stability. You mean?
The recoil direction. I've only got it to 68 with a counterbalance mod. I want to get it a little bit higher than that.
Let's see.
But that's worked pretty well. But
I've got a 98 with a counterbalance. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I got a Zen moment, Headseeker like what you got. I got a stability roll, which is probably going to help out a lot. But yeah,
mine's handy.
The role that was recommended last week was Headseeker and Kill Clip with ricochet rounds. So you get your bump in stability, you get your bump in range, and then you're looking for something like maybe an arrowhead break to kind of help with that recoil. If you don't want to put a counterbalance on, because I think if you have arrowhead break, it takes it to a recoil direction of 83. So that's not too bad.
See, I was watching Grenadier Jake, and Grenadier Jake was talking to people like me. He said, if you're not consistently getting kills and streaks in Crucible, Kill Clip is a useless perk to you, right? So even though I never even got the Zen, the Headseeker Kill Clip, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I have the Headseeker Zen moment, which for someone like me is probably going to be better. Because let's be honest, a lot of the times in Crucible, I'll get 1, maybe 2 kills before somebody takes me out. I'm not going to be able to utilize kill clip to the extent like a high-end PvP player is going to be. But Zen Moment will actually do a lot better. I do have the ricochet rounds, and I do have the tier 3. I have the stability masterwork on here. But my counterbalance brings me up to 98 recoil direction. So it is straight up, you know? And that's for the people that aren't good at PvP, like, you know, me, I would think that that's better than the kill clip curl, because like Grenadier Jake was saying, it's not going to do you any good unless you're actually staying alive long enough to use it. You know? Or God forbid, you know, stay alive long enough to just reload the gun.
Reloading isn't the problem. It's the getting the kills, or and just and I'm so torn because I'm running an AC/DC feedback fence build, which has been really good and useful, but then I'm running Claws of the Wolf and staying at more range, and I'm going, I really should swap this back out again, but
isn't that the good thing that you want to do, though? You want to have a balance, because I mean, if you have 2 close range weapons while you're running a melee build, as soon as you come up against a pulse, a scout, or you know this thing, Kostov, you're gonna get deleted. You know, so it's good to have a balance of close and far, from what I understand.
I still miss my syntheseps like they used to work back in the day. There's so many times I've reached out to smack somebody and they weren't in range, because in my brain I'm going, oh, old syntheseps range. No, not anymore.
Can't you build a syntheseps build with the new class item though, and it would be like better?
Does it bring the syntheseps back to where they used to give you the additional lunge range?
I mean, I don't know. What can you pair syntheseps with on the Titan?
I don't know, but they
took the class item.
They took away that perk from the syntheseps, so I assume they took it away from the syntheseps in the class item as well.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying you'll get that exact perk back. I'm saying like you could find something that would be equally or possibly even a better match than just lunge range. You know, like syntheseps paired with ACD. Can you do that with your Titan? That sounds like it'd be a pretty good potent combo.
No idea. Still need to run that. Still need to get the Kvastov. Still need to do lots of things. But it was Iron Banner this week, so this was my excuse to go jump into Crucible, reset Pathfinder a couple times, and make the Crucible rank go up.
Not do any of the things that would make your Crucible experience easier? Gotcha.
I mean, no, that was getting Claws of the Wolf. Honestly, that has made my Crucible experience easier. Claws of the Wolf, period, full stop.
Yeah.
That has been a night and day difference.
I see. Yeah, it is weird getting used to a pulse rifle again, because I like the auto rifles, man. So when I'm jumping from auto rifle to pulse, it almost feels like to me, because I'm so bad at aiming on mouse and keyboard, but I'm worse on controller, is like it seems like they seem to every time, like, you know how they go back and forth? It seems like they're moving back and forth like between the shots of my pulse. It's like every burst, because they just happen to be moving at that exact moment that I burst. So I don't know. It is awkward. I do like the Kvastov in the Crucible, even after the nerf. I think it's pretty strong still. You know.
Nerf it more.
No, leave it alone. I like it the way it is. Just everybody else get the Kvastov. Come join us. Experience it. It's like laser tag weekend, but with the Kvastov. Everybody get one. Come on. Zer should actually sell it. Actually, yeah. Zer should sell it so everybody could get it, and we could have just a week of Kvastov PvP and just leave it that way forever.
But seriously, I think we need to discuss Iron Banner, because this week it's not a great week. And I think with Bungie doing a 2-week event of Iron Banner, I think it hopefully will show to Bungie that people enjoy playing Iron Banner Control, but don't enjoy playing Supremacy as much, or Tribute, as we like to call it in Iron Banner land. It's one of those game modes where, like you were saying, it either swings completely one way, like you're completely stomping the other team, or the other team completely stomp you. And it's like, it's not a fun mode to play in Crucible. Like, I mean, I remember back
You mean this mode of Iron Banner? Because Iron Banner last week I didn't have a problem with. I'm not very good, but it was fine. But this mode is awful.
It's control. I just want to be able to. I would love to be able to queue into an Iron Banner that requires you to actually play the mode. Like honestly, like I'm looking at like the post game reports because still I can't see the other people on my team because Bungie still refuses to load the character models so I can actually see who's who. So I look at the stats and I see that half my a couple of my teammates have slayed out. They've got they've generated 20 crests or 25 crests and they banked like 2 of them. I'm going, you're just not trying. You're going out of your way to not
honestly,
play the game mode.
Sometimes
maybe
you
you're
can
getting
try, but you just can't get the crests. You pick up the crests, and then you get sniped by everyone.
Right, yeah. It's like maybe you're just getting gunned down, or like some of the teams are just going, we can just play by the bank and wait for you to come around the corner and then murder you instead of your crests. But the number of times I see someone go and wipe out, people with a super, or just leave a pile of crests on the ground and then turn and run the opposite direction. I'm going, don't you at least? And the bank's like right there. I'm like,
it's too dangerous to pick those up, Peroty.
It's basically it's like you walked to the trash can with your trash and dropped it next to the trash can and said, I could put this in. I could take just a little bit more, like one more step, put it in. No, I'm just going to leave them right here for inevitably someone on the other team to come and get. Or maybe someone on your team who goes, oh, look, I can actually try to win this match.
Yeah.
I'm one win away from getting the stupid thing gilded because I cannot win matches because people refuse to play the objective. Like, we're competitively getting kills. We're just not banking any emotes. Like, I'm watching, like, every time I bank, I'm going and looking at the number and I'm going, it has not gone up since I banked last. And I am not a great player. I am not doing well. Like, there was one game, we had 99 in the bank and they had like 86 or 87. And I'm sitting here going, surely one of you other 5 people can put one mote in the bank, one crest in the bank to get there. No, absolutely not. They came back and won. And it went on for like 2 or 3 minutes. Like, we had plenty of time to do this. And like, there were 2 banks. It wasn't like, it wasn't one that you had to fight your way to. There were 2 of them. Just
you do say that, but what I found is playing quite a bit this week is that they put the banks quite close to each other in like, if it starts off like quite equally, like one will be near A and one will be near C, and then suddenly you'll have one that is in B and one near C, and you're like, well, hang on a minute, I've now got to run towards the other team to bank all of these motes, and I've got like everybody's running at me because they know because I'm glowing, like I've got all these motes, and it's like, these creds, sorry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's,
the placements have been really weird, and really I don't janky. Know. I know they pushed some kind of fix change push this week to do something with the matchmaking.
Yeah, because the beginning of the week was just it was just not nice. I know Andy was like fed back in our chat, said that he wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying it, and I enjoy playing Iron Banner and
the rubber banding.
Yeah,
like the rubber banding, like it felt mushy. Like it felt mushy earlier in the week. Like you would go and you would hit things on the controller. And your character just wasn't responding, or you're going. I mean, the number of people I've seen just glitching around the map, just absolutely, you can't touch them because they're just here and there, or all of a sudden they're in front of you. Just like the connectivity has been terrible, and I'm playing solo, so it's not like I'm trying to play cross continents or anything on the console pool. It's just like, guys, like this is just not a good game experience at all.
No, and I've played on the like the PC, and I've played on the Xbox Series X, and it's the same kind of consistency of like you were saying, people bouncing around, and there doesn't seem to be anything in the kind of the quality of the players. It's just like it didn't matter where I was playing; it was the same kind of experience.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between. Like when I step foot into trials, I'm going, I'm playing better people. I see that you're killing me because you're better than I am.
Yeah.
Like now it's like I'm dying and I have no idea from what. There's a guy who literally was not there, or I'm sitting here shooting him, meleeing him. He's sitting in a grenade and not dying because then all of a sudden he, blinks halfway across the map. It's like, oh, you were, I was fighting a ghost who wasn't there anymore. You were there on my screen, but you were long gone. And just the number of times that's happened. It's like, guys, this is not it.
It's a little much.
What about you, Respawn?
Well, I played a couple of games, but the first game that I went in, using the build that I was using before that I was actually doing okay with last week in Iron Banner, the dodge it kills everything build.
Yeah,
And
it does.
I went in
work.
there with that, right? And the first match, I think I got 2 kills and banked nothing. I mean, like little zeros across my screen, and it was a full match. It's not like I came in the middle or the end, beginning to end, just big goose eggs everywhere on my screen, and I was just like, that was awful because I couldn't turn a corner without at least three guys being there, 3 or 4 guys, right? And it wasn't even the team shotting. I don't think I got killed by Kvostov even once. It's all like abilities and them like, yeah, okay, so I can dodge and I can leave my Spectre behind, right? But there's so many people around, the Spectres are like, oh my god, what do I do? Right? So I damage everyone, kill no one. You know? And then I'm just immediately shreked. And then it's like, I mean, I was playing by myself, and it felt like I was in Micah's pool of PvP, dude. Like, it was super, super sweaty. And I remember a couple of times I'd get like later on, I'd get a kill, pick up a bunch of motes, and then instantaneously get killed as soon as you move. Anytime you pick up a mote, the rest of the team is always there to kill you and pick up their guys' stuff and your stuff. And the experience that I came across as far as the bank goes, I got to go towards the enemy to dunk at the bank. So basically, I'm bringing them motes to dunk in their bank for them because I'm not going to make it all the way there. They're going to kill me, and there's going to be all these motes that they're going to pick up. It's awful, you know? And I understand they were trying to take like license from Call of Duty, the dog tag game mode where you got to run and pick up a dog tag.
Kill confirmed, yeah.
Yeah, but that's way different than picking them up and then dunking them, right? Yeah. I hate this game mode. I'm not a fan of Iron Banana to begin with. I think everybody knows this, but this game mode is the worst version of Iron Banana. And I can't believe that they have any kind of positive feedback that they keep bringing this back. You know,
well, this specific mode anyway of Iron Banana back,
I mean, I'm sure, like you were talking about, the Gambit Sweat Lords are like, oh my god, I can play Gambit in PvP now. They might be the ones giving a positive feedback, but bruh, it was awful. It was so bad. I actually turned off Destiny because I was so flustered, man. I was just like, you know what? I don't need this stress right now. I have a decent Claws of the Wolf. It might not be a god roll, but it's good enough, and I'm done. Thanks and goodbye. Now I still have like 14 Ingrams I can get rid of to try to reroll for another Claws of the Wolf, but I don't think I'll be using the kill clip version, I'll be honest with you. So I think I'm going to stick with what I got, but it was not great. But on the bright side, I did finish the raid, finally, sequentially, all at once, in order, which is what sequentially means. I know. I even got a roll of the bow that has the bolt shot on it. So, you know, all in all, PvE was a pretty good experience this week, but bruh, that PvP was the worst.
Yeah. And I totally agree with you. Having loved Iron Banner, I've never really been a fan of that tribute game mode coming around each time that it kind of comes around. I'm normally quite kind of glad that I've gilded my title by the time it kind of does come around, because if I do want to go in there to maybe get some of the weapons and things, I'll do that. But it's one that I kind of shy away from. I don't enjoy that version of how the mechanics kind of work, like you were saying. I would much prefer like kill confirmed. If you actually do manage to pick up the crest, then it should count and you shouldn't drop it, because you've got that kill confirmed, even if you do die after that fact and they manage to pick you up. But it's just, having to bank it is one of the worst things. And I get that they wanted to have a different game mode, but maybe have it somewhere else and not have it in Iron Banner anymore. It's just not. It's just not it's not. Iron Banner should be fun.
Play well.
No.
Yeah. I mean, if I had the chance, if I had the choice to drop down to do tribute or anything else, I still would have selected anything else. It's not good. I'm with you. Like, I'd much rather just get the kill and confirm it without then having to take it somewhere. Or if you're going to do that, give me an overshield. Give me something. If I've picked up 3 or 4 or 5, or if I'm holding 7 modes, give me an overshield, like a Gambit Invader. Give me something to say, let me get a chance to actually take these somewhere. because otherwise you're just a giant glowing beacon and you're dead the moment anybody sees you. Like trying to run to the bank and people just cross mapping you with everything because you're out in the open trying to get somewhere in particular, and they can just watch where you're going. They know exactly where you're headed.
Yeah,
it's too much.
See, I was thinking about this. Like, well, it's fair enough to give the feedback of like, I don't enjoy playing the game mode, but what could you kind of do to improve it? Like I was saying, if it's a kill confirmed, then
play a different game mode.
No,
yeah.
If it is kill confirmed,
you
you pick up that crest. You've confirmed the kill. You get that to kind of, and then you can then take it to the bank and bank it. But yeah, how does it kind of then? How would you then kind of make it be kind of still tribute? Like you still have to bank them, and then you get to a certain amount, and then Keitel sends a big drop pod with the Scorpius turrets in there to then get a even better bank. I mean, that could be. You could still have it that way.
Since we live in the world of Destiny and we can transmat stuff, right? Once you pick up crests, let's say you got to pick up a X number of crests, right? Right then and there, you can like hold, I don't know, a reload button or hold some kind of a button or a combination of buttons, which will then transmat those tokens to somewhere. That way you don't have to cross enemy lines to dunk them, because we do have we might not have radios in Destiny, but we do have a transmat system. So once you have a minimum of 3 or 5 of these tokens, then you can transmat them to wherever, You would still have to collect, and you can still drop them if somebody killed you, yada, yada, yada. But you could just, when you hit a certain number, transmat them to wherever they need to go and not have to traverse enemy lines to do that. So, I mean, I don't know. It's probably a stupid idea. A lot of people probably laugh at me, but I
still get the idea that there should be some kind of risk and reward to it, and there should be some kind of way that the enemy can kind of pin you back to stop you from banking those motes. So maybe
that would be killing you. The risk is if you die, you lose all your stuff, and they get your stuff, and the reward is
but that's how it kind of works now.
No, because you have to go somewhere to dunk them. You could just duck behind a corner and transmat them if you have enough.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. That
once
might
you get
work.
5, maybe an automatic transmat system will start, and there's like a countdown timer. Oh yeah, you have to stay alive for the next 5 seconds, and these will automatically be transmatted for you. So then it becomes a game of stay alive.
Or you get to a transmat zone, like a transmat zone will appear, rather than you having to bank them, so that it gives you the opportunity to kind of maybe set up a kind of a defense area for yourself. So if you're a Titan, you could put up a barricade just to stop people shooting you for those kind of couple of seconds, so that it'll give you enough time to transmat them away. Or, you could bubble up, or you could do anything you kind of want. You could team up as a team and kind of all stand in a circle to transmat your stuff and defend people coming to attack you. Whereas at the moment, if you're in that animation of kind of banking those crests, sometimes people can kill you before you've kind of finished the animation, which doesn't seem fair, because you've got to that point, you've held down the button to do it, and then just that extra bit of animation is kind of, and then you just see all those crests drop on the floor, and you're like, why did I even bother? I managed to kill the person, pick up all these crests, get to the bank, and then kill somebody that was near the bank, then start an animation, and it's like, it's disheartening sometimes.
So, you ever play the game The Division?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me a lot of the Dark Zone. You go through all this trouble to get all this stuff, and then some is hiding behind the helicopter pickup pad to kill you when you have like 5 seconds left.
Oh, that was horrible. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like the whole extraction shooter model. I mean, that's sort of what Tribute is kind of a baby extraction shooter of, I need to go shoot a thing, pick up a thing, and get it to a place to drop it off, which is, by the way, what they're building in Marathon. That's what Marathon's going to be. I mean, not to say it'll be Tribute, but it's going to be that same style of gameplay.
I mean, you say baby, but I think Rosemary's Baby, so.
Yeah.
But also with Iron Banner, I mean, I remember when we had Iron Banner in Destiny 1, I don't think it's come to Destiny 2, but we had Iron Banner Rift. We have had Iron Banner Rift in Destiny 2, but we haven't had it for a while. But we had Iron Banner Mayhem, we had Iron Banner Clash, we had a couple of other variations of Iron Banner in Destiny 1 that haven't kind of ported over to Destiny 2. And I would see that people would enjoy maybe playing Iron Banner Mayhem a lot more because it's meant to be a kind of fun game mode, or maybe Iron Banner Mayhem Tribute, or just mixing things up just to make it a little bit more exciting to play the game mode. And like I wouldn't even be adverse to having Rift back in it for a while, because that was a teamwork effort kind of thing. You kind of helped your team get the Rift from one place to another, and sometimes it worked out and sometimes it didn't. People soon learn that killing everybody doesn't matter. It's getting that Rift from that place to that place that is the thing that counts in Iron Banner. But I'm at a loss for words of like, they kind of settled into this. It's got to be Control, it's got to be Tribute, it's got to be Eruption, and it's got to be I'm forgetting the other one.
Fortress.
Fortress, thank you. Yeah. And Eruption is very similar to Mayhem. Okay, we'll give you that. But maybe have a why can't we have Mayhem? Why can't we have Team Scorch? Why can't we have Clash? Because obviously people enjoy the I'm going to get a kill in Iron Banner, or and just leave the crests on the floor, and mix it up, Bungie. I mean, I understand that you want to kind of, maybe this is a test for them. Let's do the 2-week event, let's put Control 1 week, and then test it against Tribute the next week and see how many people drop off. But I don't think that's a fair kind of like way of judging it, because if you've gone in the first week and played it the first week, and you've done your reset, and you've gone back through again, and you've got the shader that's in the second track, and you've got your Claws of the Wolf, what is there left for you to play in Iron Banner? So if you've done all of that the first week, you're not going to come back. So it's not a fair comparison to say we'll give you Control the first week, and then the second week we'll give you Tribute. It would have been better to kind of maybe go, we'll give you Fortress the first week, and then we'll give you Tribute the next week, or Eruption the first week and Tribute the first week, and just gauge it like that, because I don't think it's kind of fair how it's kind of balanced out, to be honest.
Jim, we said something that I think we should all listen to, because it's genius. Okay.
Yeah.
He says the objective in PvP the objectives in PvP games are not fun. Killing people is. Keep it simple. If you want to make it fancy, if you want to keep people coming back to your Iron Banner, here's an idea. Let them make their own maps. Let them make their own game modes. Just give them a UI with a series of drop-down boxes to let them pick what they want, and then let it go.
No, I like the first part of it. Like, it has to be fun, and people enjoy killing other people. So it's got to be a fun game mode. So maybe think outside the box and have something completely different that's going to make it fun to play. Maybe actually have like a defend a whole area. Just like you have with like
King of the Hill kind of thing.
Well, no, I'm thinking more like a paintball kind of situation. I've played paintball where you have a neutral ground in the middle, and you have Team A on one side, Team B on the other side, and you have to capture their zone. So you would have to get as many. Yeah, well, you'd have to go. Well, capture the flag is a bit like
the Spark thing like Rift already is. Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is that you actually have to capture the other team's zone without losing your zone, kind of thing.
Capture and hold territory.
Yeah. Like we have had that with zone control, haven't we? But with zone control, it kind of flip flops between the two different things. But maybe kind of didn't we have at one point? It may have been a completely different game mode. Is that you start off with half and half the map, and slowly over time, as a team kind of encroaches on your area gets cut back and cut back and cut back till you've got a smaller area, or you can push back even further, and whoever's got the most like area at the end of the map.
Are you talking about like what Russia did to Germany? Yeah, you can take my land, but I'm going to burn it on the way and leave you nothing.
Germany or Ukraine?
No, this is back during World War I or II. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It was I forgot the name of the campaign that they did, but every time Germany would gain land, Russia would burn everything that they had to leave behind, so that Germany had no resources from the land they got. Yeah, so Like when you said the area gets smaller and smaller. Okay, yeah, just it kind of sounded like that. I don't know.
But yeah,
But-
I mean, as the area gets smaller, the more power ups that you can kind of gain in that smaller area to then help try and take
Why not
back
just keep
some
it
of the
simple
area.
though? Why try to come up with these fancy new things that people can
Well,
do
I'm
to
not.
kill other people?
I'm
You
just.
know, just keep it simple. And if you
Yeah.
want to give people the experience, I mean, they had it in Halo. Just let people make their own stuff.
Well, I don't think they will. But for Iron Banner, it needs.
But like for the time that they're investing in making all these different Iron Banner game modes, they could have easily implemented that by now. The time is not even an excuse at this point because the time you invested to make these other modes, you could have just given people the ability to make their own. And then, Lord forbid, you actually put it in a rotation so that other people can play the same modes that you do. I mean, come on.
But what I will give Bungie props to the fact that they've because it's a 2-week event, they've managed to keep the XP gain. So if you gained over those 4 days that XP gain last week, it's carried over into this week, which is fantastic. So you could start the week at times, I think it's 13.5% extra XP for playing Iron Banner. And I give them props for that because I wasn't sure whether they were going to continue that or it would restart at the beginning of the week and you'd have to go back through. And the same with the Pinnacles. It went from 4 last week and now it says on my thing, I can now go up to 8 for this week. So I think I was at 3 of 4 last week and now I'm at 3 of 8 on one of my characters anyway. So I'll give them props for that because that is fantastic. But with that, it's a poor kind of game mode to go and play to incentivize people to play Iron Banner. And I know it's not just me, and I know it's I've played at the beginning of the week, and I know I've played at the end of the week, and I'm still not enjoying it. It's the game mode I just don't enjoy. I love Iron Banner to bits, and I just don't enjoy playing this version of it. I'd much rather see
Watch
them
paint dry.
bring.
Sorry.
I'd much rather have them bring back in like Mayhem or Team Scorched or anything else with Iron Banner.
Yeah,
Is Mayhem the supers charge real fast? Is that
Yes.
that one? Okay.
Yeah, Tribute and Fortress are the 2 worst modes to play Iron Banner in. Fortress is a little bit better, only in that it's basically just control. But Tribute it doesn't play well. And I feel like Destiny PvP players just, like Dimmy is alluding to, don't want to play objectives. They want to kill things, period, full stop. They don't want to kill things and do anything else. They want to kill things.
You don't have a raid inside
they
PvP.
They mean me. Yeah. Yeah, I just think, doing, and maybe that's where they're going with no abilities modes and the other stuff like that, tweaking the game in that regard of saying, we're going to restrict your loadout or give you no abilities or whatever, or buff your abilities versus doing objective based modes because those just I won't say no one is liked, but historically don't seem to be as popular as, hey, I just want to go slay things. Give me something that's slay things or slay things with a slight twist, but not slay things and then go do this other step because there is no go do this other step.
That's a lot of Iron Banana talk.
Yeah,
I mean, what you told us before the show, it's like, I think this is your fault, Nitedemon, because you had the Week from Hell, and then this is the Iron Banner that we get. They did this specifically because of your bad luck, and I'm sticking with that story.
Well, no, because they'd already pre-planned this. And the other bad thing with bringing Iron Banner is that you'll get all the people that complain that they've taken away trials at the weekend, and I get that. That it's not fair that trials is not there for 2 weeks because you're not only locking out of people from doing trials, is that you're also locking them out of doing regular control because Iron Banner takes over that control node. So that's also gone. So you've got the regular control gone. You've got trials gone at the weekend. At the moment, we've got no labs. For the last couple of weeks, we've had no labs. So you've got nothing that you could possibly go and play apart from Iron Banner and like whatever the featured party relentless mode is and Rumble. And it's like you're cutting down all these modes just to focus on that. And I don't like it. It's not fair to just really restrict people to that. So that's the other gripe from kind of a PvP aspect is that if you still want to go and play PvP, you've got competitive, you've got Rumble, and you've got the featured Party Relentless mode, or you've got Iron Banner. Whereas beforehand, you've got Control, you have the Party Relentless mode, you have Rumble, you have Labs, and so the whatever the 3v3 is.
Competitive?
Yeah,
the type of competitive.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Clash, survival, elimination kind of gives you another area to kind of go and play in, but they kind of they're just I don't like it, and I'm giving that feedback this week, Bungie. I liked it last week. I like a bit of Control. Love a Control. The other thing is that I don't think people realised, and it's in the TWAB when we get there, is that Bungie did say that with it being a 2-week Iron Banner, it takes away the other slot that the Iron Banner would have been like in a month's time. So we're not going to see Iron Banner for like a good couple of months after this goes away.
So this is going to leave a bad taste in your mouth for a while.
Well, no, I mean,
do we think they're going to take? No, I was thinking, like, do we think they're going to take this time and this feedback to make some adjustments?
Nope.
Hopefully,
or are we going to get the exact same? I mean, not maybe different modes, but the same Iron Banner back, possibly with the same rubber banding and connection issues as we did this time. Which in the olden Bungie days, I'd like to say, hey, they're going to take this time to make some tweaks and bring it back. However, it seems like when things come back,
this is Sony Bungie now.
They come back in sort of like the initial broken state they were. Yeah, the modes will be different, so maybe it'll be better if it's Control and the one where you explode that I now can't think of the name of.
Eruption.
Eruption.
Oh, Eruption.
But yeah, it's like it'll come out with different modes, but it's is the connection going to be good? I mean, again, and I think to Nitedemon's point, the first week or 2 weeks, you're going to see a fall off on that second week, no matter what the modes are. It might have been less of a fall off if they had swapped Tribute and Control this time around and put Tribute first. But still, like you said, if there's 2 weeks in a row, you got in your first week, you got what you wanted, you got out. You're not going to come back the second week because there's no need to.
No,
so, we're going to see that. I think across the board
because I
think it's totally true.
People love Iron Banner. Weird people, psychotic people, they love Iron Banner. So if it was 2 weeks in a row, I don't think there'd be much of a drop off because people wait for Iron Banner to come around because they enjoy it for some psychotic reason, But
no, there's totally gonna be a huge, huge drop off between week 1 and week 2. Whether they tell us or not, who knows? But I'm sure there's a big drop off. 1, because of the game mode, and 2, because like you said, you got what you wanted, you got out. You're not coming back for a second week. Why? There's nothing left for you.
Well, I tried to come back this week, but when this mode was here, I left. I was actually going to give it a go. No, I was.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to kind of get back a little bit of a PvP mojo. It's not great, but it's a work in progress, And I was like, let's take the build in. Let's go have some fun. Let's test a couple things out. But it was awful. And I'm just like, no. No. I'm not putting myself through this. But if it was Control 2 weeks in a row, I'd probably still be playing, legitimately.
Yeah. No, that's what we're saying. Is the fun has kind of gone from the game mode, and there's no incentive for anybody to chase anything, because if you didn't get your Claws of the Wolf last week, and you're not, you don't really care about Iron Banner, you're not going to force yourself to play Tribute this week because it's not a fun game mode. If it was a fun game mode and you were getting loot quite regularly, I think it wouldn't matter. People wouldn't care. But it's the frustration of that game mode of, I know the wins and the losses don't really matter as such. It's not like it really affects kind of anything in the game. But it's kind of, you prefer to have a game where it kind of, there is a good back and forth. With Control, you get that good back and forth. Most games anyway, is that, it'll go down to the wire of like 2 or 3 points. And that is the fun part about it. With this, very rarely does it go down to the wire. I mean, like Peroty was saying, they had one crest to get and they couldn't get that crest in like a couple of minutes and the other team came back. That just sounds frustrating rather than, I could be that person to go and capture that point, or I could be that person that could do the team wipe because I've managed to keep my super for the end of the game and win it for the team. There's no hero moments like that either with Tribute. It's like, it's a lot of luck as well.
Yeah, Jim was like, we just need a new version of Iron Banner. That's not the school of thought that I'm going to. I think if you have a formula that works, stick with it. People like Control. People like even not having an objective, just going in and slaying out. People like simple things. So do you have to have a new game mode? I mean, honestly, you have loot, you have a limited time thing, and you have just like a straight control or a straight Slayer kind of mode, and just let people enjoy that, because all the other Crucibles have some kind of a gimmick, whether it be 3v3 or Trials or 6v6 or Control or blah 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 blah, right? Just let people go in Iron Banner, slay to their heart's content, and get loot for it. I think that's a good formula. I think it's worked for a while. Why make changes to it? It's the whole, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Add
Attitude.
verbiage. Yeah, sure. I was thinking, something else. But why? Why do we need something new? Granted, I know people like, well, you don't play. Why do you have an opinion? Maybe I would play more if it was simpler, instead of me having to go cross map with a bunch of motes that I'm absolutely going to lose.
I'd like to bring the light level back into it, because that made it feel, made it feel a little bit competitive, made it feel like a little bit of a reward for your investment in the game. And also, now with the lack of sunsetting, doesn't really limit the weapon pool. People are still going to bring out whatever old things they've got if they want to. But I think, the light level investment made you, at least gave you a little bit of something for going, hey, I've invested in the light level. I'm going to run in with this, my highest light level build, and it's going to make me feel a little bit stronger. Maybe I can last a little bit longer, or
Or there's that placebo effect, isn't there? That you think that you could be doing better because you've got that extra one little bit of light more than somebody else.
Yeah, like there was a reason to invest in it. Now it's like, because that was always my mindset going, well, let me, I sort of treated this as sort of my, my version of Trials. Going, this is my end game PvP, because it's something that's, there's a little bit on the line. There's a little bit I can do to actually sort of improve my chances. And without the light level, it's another game mode that it's just sort of plays the same as everything else. Like, again, I still enjoy it. I'm still going to go into it. I still enjoy the rewards. The rewards are still what keep me coming back.
Yeah,
that's why I'm going in.
The rewards, the gilding,
I like and better weapons.
Yeah.
But I think they had okay. Let's think for a minute about your story with the Iron Burden, right? I remember every week you having both the, oh my god, this is horrible, and then when you finally got it done, you're like, guess what I got? And you put that on your damn banner until they took it away from you, I believe, right?
No, it's there now.
It's there now.
Yeah. They allowed me to have it back, so it's on there now.
Game mode, but just
it's never coming
make things happen that involve that game mode, right? So they didn't change Iron Banner in order to let you get the Iron Burden, right? Or the Burden of the Wolf, or whatever it's called.
You had to pick up a debuff, didn't you? There was a buff that you could give yourself, because it was light level based. You could give yourself a buff to get yourself to the light level, or be at the light level of everybody else, so that you wouldn't be affected. Or you could pick up the debuff that would put your light level at 50 below everybody. That gave you that kind of challenge of, could you get this Iron Burden? And that was a fun thing, because I think that was only a 3-week event. I think that was, you had to do it in that month for those 3 times that Iron Banner came up. And that was a challenge. And I really, really relished that. I was so enjoying that. But then to try and do that in Tribute, or to try and do it in any other game mode apart from maybe kind of a Clash or Control, would be quite hard, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Iron Banner was always the limited time, it was limited time. There were some stakes, the Iron Burden challenge. Like, it was a challenge. It was a reason to go in and play. That's the other thing I've enjoyed about Iron Banner, is it wasn't up all the time. It wasn't just there every single week. If it was there every single week, it wouldn't be interesting anymore. It wouldn't be special. It'd be like, oh, let me go play this and then never touch it again, like I do with most of Crucible.
But isn't that like the casual version of Trials, right? Because you'd have like Trials level weapons in the Iron Banner, but unlike Trials coming every weekend, Iron Banner would only come every now and again. But you'd have a chance to get really good weapons, not just PvP, but just like in general, really good weapons that only showed up inside of the Iron Banner, right? That's how I used to view it. It's like, I don't want to do Trials, but hey, I can get a pretty good weapon from doing Iron Banner, or a pretty good PvE roll or something, So, I mean, the weapon grind was also really good for it. I'm not saying the weapon grind has changed, but I'm just saying, like, again, if the formula wasn't broken, why are you messing with it? Keep it simple. Let people slay for good loot whenever it comes out. That's the only thing is the loot pool's got to be good, right? And then let people slay out, and you're done.
Even saying that, the loot pool doesn't have to be great. It just has to be a fun game mode. Now, I played with Peroty for a couple of games this week, and it as soon as we paired up, it put us against other teams, and it's like it used to be a game mode where you could just grab your friends, go into, and just play and have fun. Now it's as soon as you there's more than one of you, you're going against teams, and then some of the teams, are in there just to have fun, but the majority of the teams have teamed up to kind of really slay out in that game mode, and that also isn't enjoyable. Is that as soon as you it's forcing you to kind of think, well, I like Iron Banner, but I'm going to play solo Iron Banner because I've got more of a chance of kind of randomly being put up against other reasonable players. Like they'll kind of do that snake draft thing of good player there, good player there, good player there, good player there kind of thing. Whereas as soon as you start going to teams of 2, 3, 4, even 6, a team of 6, it kind of affects the rest of the game. And sometimes it's just not fun to kind of team up and go in. And I think that's something that's kind of over time has happened to Iron Banner. And I don't know what they could do to bring it back. That fun element of taking your team in just to have fun.
Do they need to? Because, I mean, when Iron Banner comes around, as long as the loot's good, even someone like me grabs a team and goes in. I try to grab you. I try to grab Micah. I've gone in with Peroty. I mean, just whomever. I'll go in with people. It's like, yo, Iron Banner's here. Let's go get loot. Just
But what I'm saying is that you see the opposite team, and it's like a team of like.
Bro, I don't even care. As long as I'm with friends, I don't care if we lose. I'm just hanging out, getting loot. Honestly, legit. Like it doesn't have to be this whole experience. You go in there.
It does. Iron Banner is an experience.
You go in to get loot. And hopefully, if you have friends, you go in to get loot with your friends. And then you either succeed together or you fail together. But you're having fun, I would hope, during this time, But like, like the more that they do, the less fun it seems. Because like I said earlier, it's kind of a joke. It feels like you're making it into a Nightfall or a raid or something like that. Just let me kill people without extra mechanics. If you have to add a mechanic, make it like you pick up a tag and then you just pick up the tag. You have to run to the corpse and pick it up, or you have to capture the flag. Just keep it simple. Not you got to pick up all these motes and then you have to dunk them. But if you die, you drop them and then the other team gets them and then they can dunk them. I mean, then the rift explosion thing, and then the thing where if you accidentally get one too many kills, you explode. Happened to me a couple times. Didn't realize I was doing as well as I was, and then I spontaneously combusted. That's not fun. Just slay out, man. Let me hang out in the back of the map with a scout or a pulse or a Kvostov, and let me enjoy the game that I want to.
Any more thoughts on Iron Banner, guys, before I put in the title that we all hate it?
Yeah, now that we've lost everybody.
This week, anyway. This week. Yeah.
Listeners dropped to 0 success.
Yeah. Well, actually, since we've been talking about Iron Banner, I've gone from 1 to 5. I'm going up. Like, Respawn talking about PvP? What? Okay, but here's the thing. I want to talk to Titans about, like, PvP. Right?
Okay, just in general.
Don't. Let me just tell you, don't.
No,
what's going on with you?
Period. Full stop.
Well, I can't pick another class because the other class is Hunter, and we are doing phenomenal.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Be a Hunter or a Warlock. Period. Full stop. Don't play PvP as a Titan. Just don't.
You don't have to play as Prismatic because your other Titan classes,
Don't play PvP as a Titan. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Just pick another class. You will have a better experience picking either of the other classes than playing as a Titan. Every other class,
and he's having fun. Come on.
That man also deleted his Hunter and started from 0 to Ascendant
series
again.
Yes.
Again.
I can't wait for the next episode. That was pretty good.
Yeah, he did a series like I think toward the end of last year, sort of doing the same thing like the 0 to Ascendant challenge, which I also really enjoy. But yeah, he is very good at this game. He can play on a 200 light level character and have a 2 something on have a
0.
2-something KD and slay out with his, far better than his team. He is a very good player. You could give that man a stick and a dial-up connection, he would still win games.
Oh my god! But he's so funny, and he mains Titan. Like almost any time I watch his content to try to get PvP tips, he's on Titan.
I think he's a warlock.
Well, every time I've seen him, it's coincidental. I've seen him play Titan a lot.
He plays all three, but yeah.
The big green donkey. That's him, right? The big green donkey.
What?
Well, I think it's him. Like anytime he goes to pop his Titan super, the Strand one, he put the picture of Shrek up on the screen and says, "The big green donkey's back again. Let's go." That's not okay. I've lost people. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maybe.
Anyway, all right. Well, you don't want to talk about that. What do you want to talk about, Peroty?
Well, no,
go on.
No, go on. I'm just saying.
Well, no, what I'm saying is,
I've had a week of don't.
Well, you guys used to be so. I say used to be. I don't know. Everybody's using prismatic now, but like your arc, I understand your prismatic is not great. I get that, but your arc and solar are still very good. So why is it don't play a Titan? Why not just don't play prismatic Titan? I don't understand why you can't play the older builds that work just fine.
Because they can't stand up to the newer builds of the other two classes.
Oh. Okay.
Titans are outclassed by Warlocks and Hunters, period, full stop.
Yeah, and then with the Warlocks extended melee and all that other shenanigans, I mean, they're pretty oppressive too.
And they handed the Hunters the identity of the Titans of you punch things and do way more damage and get more kills. And we're a one-trick pony, and they gave her one trick away.
Well, I mean, we can't one-shot in Crucible still,
You can do enough that it's basically a one-shot.
Well, that's what Titans have been doing forever. That Bungie's like, oh, you can't one-shot. Yeah, but you left them with 1 health, so it might as well be, And I'm not picking on Titans right now because, I mean, I've had to live with that pain and suffering for a while with the whole, but it's not a one-shot anymore. 1 health after that hit, dude, But I mean,
you totally just glitched out.
Peregrine Greaves, you still have Peregrine Greaves, which is absolutely one shot, can't they? Or did they take that away too?
If you want to build into your entire identity being, I'm going to run up and try to kick you, which is also pointless in Tribute.
Yeah, okay. So Tribute, I get. Any melee build's going to suck in Tribute. But I don't know. I mean, I just thought some of the old builds were really good. I don't know why you couldn't just go back to them. What separates your older build from being, hey, I'm going to punch you all the time and kill you with my arc, everything, and then get it right back if you have insurmountable skull for it, or I'm going to one-shot you with Peregrine Greaves, or if you hit me, you're going to die with ACD feedback. I mean, there's a lot of really good exotics you have specifically to do this, And even if you can't be as good as everybody else with your hold on, I'm going to look up your rolls on your cloak to see.
How do you get close enough to do any of this? When the Kvalstov kills you before you get anywhere nearby. When the Claws of the Wolf kills you before you get anywhere nearby. I have to walk up to you and punch you in the face to be effective. If I can't get there...
Whatever happened to you guys popping the shield and suspending people? Don't you get that back every 11 seconds?
No, I think they've kind of put that back as well.
Oh. I don't know. I'm trying to understand because I've heard a lot of crap about Titans, and I've seen so many videos about Titans are just bad. Most of them have been.
No. Look, it's not the Titans are bad. Titans, apart from Prismatic, the Titan kit is still really good. It's just that the Warlocks and the Hunters outclass us every time. So we can still do what we can kind of do. But you guys are better at doing other things to kind of counteract us, which isn't the kind of... It doesn't seem fair. It's just we have to get lucky for the majority of it.
You got the glow up.
You got
another punch.
The inmost light that you can pair with Alpha Loopy. So you pop a grenade and you heal like 100 does when he dodges, and we get a dodge every 11 or so seconds. You get a shield every 11 or so seconds. Plus, you have an actual barricade. You heal and you have a barricade, right? And you can pair that with Inmost Light. So when you pop a barricade, your other 2 abilities are empowered. I mean, you got some pretty good combos on your class item that I would think would be very good in PvP. And then if you have this on right here, can't you equip the thing where if you pop a barricade, it sends out a strand to suspend people? So you heal and you suspend just by popping a barricade? Can you not do any of those shenanigans in PvP? Because Micah suspends people all the time and just kills them, and he laughs at it. And I don't know what he's got that he's doing that, but
he's a better PvP player.
Well, I mean, it's not about the PvP player; it's about what you have access to, you know. And you Spirit of the Scars is another good one that you can get, and you can pair with like again Inmost Light or Spirit of the Assassin. Wait on. Yeah, Spirit of the Assassin, go invis in PvP on a Titan. That's scary, right? Spirit of the Ophidian, that's good for every class, especially if you're a weapon user. I mean, you got options. You have really good combinations to put in your kit. And I'm not understanding why they're so bad. Or why people say that they're bad. I don't know that they're bad. I don't play Titan, right? But, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of slack for it. And I'm looking at your abilities that you get in Prismatic. And I'm looking at what you can get on your class item. And I'm seeing some pretty strong stuff, theoretically, that would be good in PvP. But again, I don't know. I don't play Titans.
But comparing it to what the other classes can do, like I shared the TDT video before I was out last week of basically where he breaks down every basically the Titan kit versus the Warlock and the Hunter kit. The kit is not bad. The kit is just not as good compared to what we're going up against. There are better options on the other two classes than what the Titan has. The kit isn't bad. It's just not as good.
You say that, but I see Prismatic Titans running around with a big-ass void shield in front of them. How is that not good? I mean, you know what I would do if I could sprint and get a void shield in front of me? What?
And then what?
That's crazy.
So you run around with a void shield in front of you, and then what?
Well, you got 3 of your strand melees to kill somebody with that has a huge lunge radius. Now, after playing it, I realized the tracking all 3 sucks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you can land even 2 of those 3, good on you.
I don't know.
Again, like we have to be within range to reach out and smack you. That's the entire Titan kit.
That's been the case though. That's not changed.
No, it hasn't changed, but it's harder and harder to play against the other 2 classes that can melee you at range, that can shoot you at range, that can do everything else at range. To have to get close enough to use your kit is getting harder and harder.
Okay.
And we don't have a lot of other options. Even the new Twilight Arsenal Super is fun, but it's not strong enough compared to what we're going up against.
In what, in PvP?
Yeah.
Twilight Arsenal doesn't one-shot everything PvP?
It can one-shot a small area.
In PvE.
I mean, they're buffing it, so it's not that massive. In PvE, at least. I mean, yeah, like if I hit you with it, it kills you, but it's not like I don't know, spinning around with a blade tornado of arc and then just blinking to another place and doing that again. I almost wish I could spawn with 3 axes and move with those axes and throw them when I wanted, versus Blade Barrage style, jump in the air, hang there while I'm throwing 3 axes. Being a giant target to get murdered.
We do that with Tornado too.
Yeah, and having to throw
resistance with the tornado, we can get absolutely killed while we do. Well, Blade Barrage gives us some resistance, but whenever we're slinging out our ice tornadoes, we get killed all the damn time.
Not the ice tornado, the arc. That new arc super, which I can't think of what it's called because I've just blocked it out of my memory because I killed so many times with it.
Got lightning edge.
Yeah, but that thing is ridiculous.
With the throwing axes,
I'm gonna kill while doing that. Like, you think you blink? Either that or I'm lying, but in mid blink, I'll be killed in that, and I have no idea how.
I have as well. But with the axes, it doesn't seem to be a PvP kind of super, unless you get lucky that you know that there's going to be one person over there or 2 people over there, and then you can turn in midair and throw another one the other way, or throw one down below you to get the person that's shooting up at you. It just you have to throw them all at the same time, which is kind of
And they're so slow. They're so slow to throw, and you're sitting here like I'd much rather have gotten. I mean, I'm happy for what we got at least. I'd much rather had like a Fist of Havoc-esque roaming super. Give me a roaming super that isn't a one shot. Let me go and do something like that and say I can hit you, and you, or you're running away from me. Let me go chase you down with this super that I have, and it's not just a one and done. Or I can try to throw this at you. Oh, you've ducked around the corner, and now you're gone. It's
you could also pick up your axes and then throw them. Like Titans are using their axe like it's a melee thing. You could throw that beast too, man.
Well, yes, if you can get there, and yeah. I mean, you can. Yeah, it's possible. Sure. Are you staying alive long enough to do it? Maybe. I mean, there's again, it's not a bad kit. It's just when you're looking at what you're up against. Like honestly, I've been cycling through my supers. And yeah, I mean, I've been playing Prismatic partially just because that's what I've been building into, but I've been cycling through the supers, and it's like, honestly, I landed on Stasis, and I'm running around with the Stasis super, because that at least feels powerful enough that I can get some range to it and get some clearing in the area, and not just die immediately when I run it. I don't know.
Okay. And then just go get your Kvostov, and then the game will play itself.
Right?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm making a lot of jokes about Kvostov. I don't want it to be nerfed. It's good. Don't get me wrong. But people like me need that crutch. But I still get 1 and 2. I'm not 1. 2 and 3 shot all the time by hand cannons. Hand cannons still absolutely beat Kvostov. And since hand cannons have been the meta since this game was created, you pick up a hand cannon, you beat Kvostov, game over. So. I mean, it's not like Kvostov is the all-powerful, all-knowing, all-seeing god of the world. It's got its own flaws, and it can still absolutely be beaten by a lot of weapons in the game, But people like me kind of need that assistance because I'm not very good at PvP, So if somebody wants to try to jump me, which most of the time I'm being hit by 2 or 3 people, I might get the 1 kill, and at least the other 2 will be easier for someone like me to clean up. I've got 2 clips in the chat where I got a 5 spot, and then I got another 5 spot. One of them's using a Kvostov, the other one's using a super. No, sorry. Kvostov in comparison with my dodge that kills everybody, and then the other one was just my super, right? And people like me don't do things like...
that kills everybody.
Was that?
I want a dodge that kills everybody. I mean, granted, I have been playing with the Drainer's Lash and the Thruster, and giving that little tingle that, sort of attracts people to spends, which has been fun. So, I mean, it feels like a little bit of that. I'm enjoying some of the different options I have, but it just, yeah. I mean, some of it is just, I'm not a good PvP player, and this is not a good game mode for this, and the meta is not in my favor.
Yeah. But on the bright side, they are going to be nerfing the Hunter Strand clone thingies coming up. I don't know if it's going to be this Tuesday or...
No, it's scheduled for August,
yeah. So that is on the way. I forgot how they're going to nerf us, but that is coming. I'm not happy about it. But
but they're only nerfing you in PvP.
But still, I mean, you got to understand the build that I was doing. You got to invest a lot into it. I had to have a smoke bomb to disorient people. I had to have the grenade for easy cleanup after that, assuming I was able to dodge and I was able to live after the dodge, right?
You had to build into the build.
Yeah, no, I mean, heavily into it. And then I only get the dodge back every 11 or so seconds. So every 11 seconds, I can dodge. Hopefully, I've dodged close enough to somebody and they don't have blink. Because now with everybody having blink, you can blink out of it. And I still don't know why you can't double jump out of it, but you can blink out of it. That doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, it's a whole thing. And once every 11 seconds, I'm almost guaranteed a kill. But that's 11 seconds where I'm potentially getting my ass kicked.
You're dying 3 times or 4 times or 8 times that.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So it's definitely balanced for somebody like me. Now I see another build where hunters are spamming their Spectre before every 11 seconds. And I'm like, I haven't looked into it to see how they're able to dodge so often, so quickly. I'm assuming it might have something to do with maybe having a second dodge on their class item or something, but I haven't looked into it. But yeah, that is kind of oppressive. I'll grant that, right? But I don't know. Kvostov, everybody keeps talking about Kvostov. It's not that amazing. It's helpful. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like the be all end all. If you have this, congratulations, press the win button. It's nowhere near that strong, in my opinion. Other people have different opinions, but I don't think it's that big a deal, honestly.
Spoken like the man who hasn't been killed by it 1,000 times. Although, to be fair, I am now seeing more of a balance between that and Claws of the Wolf. Like, again,
I never kill by it, but the difference is it's not a hand cannon. Someone with my skill level can use it to at least fight back.
You're also on PC. I'm going to guess the hand cannons are more prevalent on PC than they are on console. Not that they aren't on console, but I would wager a guess that there's more auto rifle meta on console than on PC.
I don't know, but they are everywhere. Almost all the kills that I get killed by are a hand cannon of some kind. Usually, I forgot the damn name of it. The new one that just came back this season. That's got the outrageous stability that we saw in the cutscene before this episode came out. I forgot what it's called. It's not the Nation of Beasts. It's a red and white striped hand cannon that comes from the Crucible, and I just can't remember what it's called. But I get killed by that. Better Devils. That one is cancer. Almost every time I get killed, I see Better Devils in the top screen. I'm like, son of a biscuit.
Luna's Howl is what I keep getting killed by, hand cannon wise. I haven't seen too many Better Devils. Lots of Luna's Howls, though.
A 140?
Yeah. Now, I don't know if it's the new Luna's Howl, the old Luna's Howl, just Luna's Howl. But way more Kvasovs and Claws of the Wolves. And honestly, I have to give people props. I've seen a number of sweet businesses running around on all three classes, and it's always like with people running in groups. I don't know if they are a team or have just teamed up and just adding sweet business to the kit, going, we're going to run around with this chain gun. I tried running it, but again, didn't have a team, and it just wasn't working well for me in a lot of cases. But I respect people going, no, I'm going to hold this bank down. You need to come around this corner. I'm going to make sure you cannot come around the corner because I'm going to pepper you with bullets.
Yeah,
I always have to give people sweet business appreciation when they're running it. When you hear it spitting up and you're like, oh.
There's a thing that I was using in PvP, and it's not bad. I'm trying to look up the name. I'm trying to find the video for it. If I didn't post the video, because I thought I did, then I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time finding it. But it's a fusion rifle. It's a craftable one that we got this season from Cade. It's solar.
You're looking for the one from Legola Flash.
That's it. Yes. I made all three rolls that he suggested. And I tell you what, even though I don't get special ammo very often in the Crucible, it did help,
How? Like, it's everywhere. Like, that's... And I haven't really played with the special ammo drops. Oh, I mean, I
pretty quick. But
are you not dying enough for it to be right there? Like, the number of times I've passed it up, like I was surprised how prevalent it was in this Iron Banner. Like, I feel like every time I spawn in, there's a special ammo. Maybe just don't all my team's picking it up. I don't know, but I'm like, every time there it is. It's like, oh look, more special, just everywhere available to you. And no one's been picking up heavy either. Like, the number of times I've picked up heavy, and no one on my team has even attempted. I'm like, did we all make an agreement not to use heavy in this Iron Banner? Did I miss a memo somewhere? It's weird. I'm like, why am I touching this? This doesn't seem right. Oh, and Destiny Fun Police has a build called Little Green Donkey on Mobilytics, so I'm guessing he's the one who was doing the Little Green Donkey clips, not
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was him.
But yeah, there's a build he called Little Green Donkey that uses the Abandoned Leaps, which is the gives you the 3 projectiles that suspend you.
Yep. Yeah, he's fun to watch too. I like him, but I can't remember names. So I'm sorry, guys. Anytime you're like, I'm sorry, my memory sucks. But yeah. So anyway, the pulse rifle, the Axial Lacuna, right? That Nitedemon was just talking about. The role
Legola Flash talks about, not me.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into the specifics, but you want to get Vorpal Weapon and Keep Away, Projection Fuse, and Full Bore, right? And
that's too specific. I'm sorry, you got into too much specifics there.
All right, a lot of tracking, a lot of range. Check out the video; he explains it way better. But I was using it. In the show notes, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for a fusion rifle. I was like, did I hit him from that far? What? And then if you're really good with it and you can slay out and you get like 1 or 2 kills with it, or not 1 or 2 kills, but 2 or 3 kills, then Dealer's Choice will proc, causing that AoE explosion. So, good stuff is happening with this gun in PvP. And then he's also got 2 PvE roles that are quite good too, that I would recommend. So I spent a lot of resources maxing out 3 of those. over the weekend, and now I'm broke, resource wise. But they're worth it, I think. So check out Lego La Flash video. It's definitely recommended, especially if you're a new person with no skills like me. So, and no, I haven't used LC's rifle in PvP.
Why not? There was a video recommended last week.
Probably. But I'm not, again, like with the Claws of the Wolf, I'm not great with pulses because it seems like the people that dodge back and forth or crouch up and down, they just happen to time it so that my burst misses them every time the damn thing happens. So I'd rather have something that's
as
full
we're
auto.
talking about videos, we might as well throw some videos in now. So
Yeah.
if you want, I have one. I have one specifically for you, Respawn.
Yo.
This is from Say Wallabra. It's as if
I love that name.
Prismatic wasn't broken enough. One shot punch machine. So you need the hunter gauntlets. Oh, hang on. Get to my hunter because I did equip this. You need the Kepri Sting. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, no way. This doesn't
the one
work.
that drops the smoke, right?
It does. So
Yeah, because
he's
then you go invis, and when you come out of invisible, you have extra damage. Makes sense.
Yeah. So no. But what he's got it set up with is on Prismatic. You use your tangle ability, so you tangle to pull yourself behind or pull yourself towards somebody, and as you go above them, behind them, whatever, you melee them from behind. If they don't immediately die, they will die from the smoke and your melee, and you go invisible and you get wall hacks and everything. So it's a really cool build.
Is this in PvP?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's why you were talking about it. I'm like, this doesn't sound like a very good PvE build, but this is a PvP build.
PvP.
But you got to depend on that grapple. So unless he's got a way to get my grenade back really fast, it seems kind of gimmicky.
Well, you just spec into it.
Yeah, but I always have 100% discipline, and it still takes a while to get my grenade back.
Well, there are mods to help you with that.
I suppose. I'll take a look at it.
There's also another one for you. Thorn plus Prismatic Hunter is broken. So there is a way to kind of set up your aspects and your fragments to use Thorn to get extra kind of damage on people, and then you go invisible and you get wall hacks as well.
Yeah, a lot of people crutch on invisibility nowadays.
And that's by a Datto. A Datto. So that's cool.
I can already hear Gator. Did you follow me? Yes, it was good then. It's not good now. Specters are way better than invisibility, in my opinion.
I have no idea what you just said because it just went.
Oh my
you scream loud and then it levels you.
He does. He always screams.
Sorry, I get excited. My wife got me a new mic boon, and it's a little close to my face. So if it's too something, let me know.
You should move further away from your face because you scream and then it maxes the mic out, and then you just get all completely garbled, and no one has any idea what you've just said.
Fair. Well, what I was saying is when I said they crutch on invisibility too much, I felt Gator's disturbance in the Force yelling at me that I used that when I 1v1 him. And I was like, back then invisibility was good. Now invisibility is not as good as Threaded Spectre, in my opinion. Right? So, but a lot of people still use invisibility, you know?
I'm still waiting for the Kimber Prime video this week over the third challenge for the Salvation's Edge raid. Because we've got the first one, we've got the second one, and I just want the third one, the fourth one, and the fifth one to go in the sequence. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find you somebody else to kind of do that. So if Kimber doesn't post it by the end of Monday, then I will find you another one. It'll be the third challenge in a row, so that if you kind of, next time it kind of comes around, you'll be able to do that. And then the exotic farm is back for the craziest dupe glitch for the exotic class items.
It's not back.
No, it's back. It's back. I've watched the original video and I've watched Astrocross do replicate it, and I'm like, do I really, really want to go through all of that? No, I don't. I'd rather just play it all through again. But I will link the video in the show notes if you're interested, because
but it's bad. Technically.
It's,
bruh, no. He's like, technically you can say 5 minutes. I don't care. It's going to take me longer to learn how to do all that than it would be just me running it multiple times. Okay.
Look,
So,
technically,
oh God.
technically,
My favorite kind of technically. Anyway.
and then did you guys see that this week from Bog on My Dog, world's first solo The Witness?
I saw that, but the name.
I did.
And then there's Astacross reacting to it as well. No way, but yeah.
Oh my God. That dude is a nut job, man. He's just a nut job. And I'll keep in mind, it's just the witness encounter. It's not the whole raid. It's just the witness encounter. But still, it's
still
impressive.
that's impressive in itself.
Yeah,
I'm not taking anything from him.
Impressive.
It's good. No, he did a good job. He for real, for serious.
What about you, Peroty? Have you got anything that you've seen as you've come back, or you still got your queue of stuff to watch?
Oh well, I mean, there is a mighty queue of stuff to watch, but I'm going to give you a double header from TDT this week.
Okay.
The Dream Team. One that, of course, it there was a keyword that every time I see it, I have to watch it. Why Gambit died and what Bungie could do to bring it back, which he goes into Gambit, where it is, why it's there, and gives a whole list of sort of like he broke down the Titan 2 weeks ago, sort of saying, here's where it is, here's where it stands, and instead of just moaning about it, going, well, here's things we could do to fix it, here's things we could do to maybe improve it that would make it something people would want to play. Yeah. And then the other one being deleting my hunter to prove in Destiny 2 to prove a point, where he basically doesn't delete his hunter, but basically has armor from the Red War somehow, where his light level is like 0 or 10 or something starting out, and basically Respawn and I touched on it a little bit earlier. He did this. He sort of did this like 0 to Ascendant challenge, tail end of last year, but is sort of doing that again, saying, basically starting from nothing on his hunter, no aspects, no fragments, no weapons, no armor, like literally like 0 light level, and saying, can I go Ascendant with this character? And basically, as he plays games in the Crucible, basically taking the, the glimmer and the materials, he's basically manually keeping track of what he earns. He, this is like a fresh, brand new account, keeping track of what he earns and just spending what he's earned to sort of unlock, fragments and aspects, and to go to Zur and, turn in the strange coins for weapons. Basically starting as if he had a brand new account to see where he can go with it. So the first episode of that just came out, and I'm sure that'll be another longer series. And I really enjoy his gameplay. I really enjoy him watching him play, and he's just enjoyable to watch. So that's my doubleheader from TDT this week. I still have many YouTube subscriptions. The Destiny number is large, and we're just going to let that sit there until next week sometime.
Cool. So shall we dive into this week in Destiny? Or should I give you what's happening next week first? I'll give you what's happening next week first.
Yeah.
This is your weekly rundown of the final shape, week 7, starting on July 16th. The 7th week of the new expansion sees the second act of episodes, Echoes, where joining the Enigma Protocol and Breach Executable will be 2 new Battleground activities for Act 2. In the Pale Heart, the exotic mission Dual Destiny is available for teams of 2 Guardians. You can grab a friend or use the in-game Fireteam Finder to find a buddy, and farm the mission to earn as many new prismatic exotic class items as you like. This mission does require some communication and cooperation mechanics to complete. The Final Shape's cooperative focus campaign mission this week will be Ascent. The 12 Guardian Match-Made Excision mission is also available next to the raid for a weekly pinnacle, and the Grandmaster version of Excision will grant you the Ergo Sum Catalyst and an Ascendant Shard. The featured Onslaught map this week will be Midtown, with the Field Razor Tormentor kicking off the boss rotation. For our Legacy rotation, the Dreamy City this week is at a strong curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in Ria Silvia, and has the Dark Monastery mission for the next week. The Blind Well features Taken enemies and the Plague, Aina Mina. The Ascendant Challenge will be Ouroboros over in the Philanthropist Lost sector. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is in the Deep. The Trove Guardian and the Wandering Nightmare, Jax, Claws of Zevra Wrath, are both located in the Hellmouth. Nightmare hunts Skolas, Pride, Omnigul, Anguish, and Zydron Servitude. On Europa this week, Praxis the Technocrat will be the Empire Hunt, Cadmus Ridge will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Safeguard. Des Eternity Expert difficulty rounds are Hive, Fallen, and Valister Arc. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Wildhunt armor set will be available in Des of Eternity with Weapon Set 1. Arsenic Bite 4B, Blast Batu, Corsair's Wrath, Deafening Whisper, Dire Promise, Enigma's Draw, Escape Velocity, Giant 7 Rifle, Friction Fire, Royal Chase, True Prophecy, and Timeline's Vertex. The Witch Queen weekly story mission is The Ritual, Altar of Reflections Catalyst, and Altar of Reflections Pact. The Lightfall weekly mission is Breakneck, the Partition mission will be Hard Reset, and the Vex incursion will be Liming Harbour. The master version of the Salvation's Edge raid is now available, and will include a new challenge every week for the next 2 weeks for the Seal and Title Iconoclast. This week's challenge is the 4th encounter. The Kurota's End raid challenge this week should be the 4th encounter, Kurota, Son of Oryx, called All for One. The Kingsfall raid challenge this week is the 1st encounter, Totems, called The Grass is Always Greener. The Vow the Disciple challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, The Caretaker, called Base Information. The Vault of Glass challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, Oracles, called The Only Oracle for You. The Deep Zone Crypt challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Tanix, called The Core 4. The Garden of Salvation challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, Spire Defense, called A Link to the Chain. And the Last Wish challenge this week is the 1st encounter, Kali, called Summoning Ritual. Your pinnacle raid will be the Root of Nightmares over on Neptune, with all challenges available for each encounter, with the Exotic Shotgun conditional finality being farmable from the final boss. The pinnacle dungeon will be the Ghost of the Deep over in the Legends tab, and the exotic mission rotator will be Operation Seraph Shield, with the Revision 0 exotic pulse rifle being the main reward. The Season of the Seraph weapon set, and Icolas weapon set, with the Warmind's Avatar armor set. The exotic missions The Whisper and Zero Hour will also be available in the Legends tab. This week's challenges are Discoveries 1, Research and Development 4, Learning Computer 2, Assimilated Rock and Stone 2, Failsafe Cracker 2, Autocannon Analysis 2, Echoing Firepower 2, Printed Arsenal, Round and Round We Go, and Trial by Firing Squad. Lost Sectors, Tuesday the Blooming Deep in the Pale Heart, Wednesday the Forgotten Deep in the Pale Heart, Thursday Perdition on Europa, Friday Bunker E15 on Europa, Saturday Concealed Void on Europa, Sunday the Conflux on Nessus, and Monday Thriller Dome on Neptune. Our 7th featured Nightfall will see us face off against Saber 2 in the Fallen Saber over on the Cosmodrome, with the Slammer Sword being the featured weapon. The 6v6 Control playlist will be Control, Team Scorched in the Party Relentless playlist, Survival in the 3v3 playlist, and new game mode Havoc hardware in Crucible Labs, and Trials of Osiris returns at the weekend, with bonus trials ranks available all weekend long. And that's it for the 7th week of the Final Shape. Now we can dive into This Week in Destiny for the 11th of July.
Wow,
Oh,
that
is it
was
July
pretty
11th?
informative.
Or is it July 11th?
Would you knock it off? It's not funny.
It's 11 July 2024.
So did you guys, I don't know if you did, Peroty, did you catch the live stream that happened this week at Reset?
I did.
You did? Oh
Actually
my God.
Yeah.
Well, then I will play the respawn this week and go, no, I didn't. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm going to come into this completely fresh like a newborn baby.
Okay.
Aww.
So we had a live stream going over the rest of what's happening with Echoes, coming like Echoes Part 2 and 3. But there was a bit of confusion because I was confused. I'm sure Respawn was confused. The opening part of it, we were told that they listened to feedback, and because of the feedback was we don't like episodes to be a weekly thing like we had with the seasons. They're going to start dropping all of the acts, like story beats, all in one go. At the beginning of when it's released, you'll get all like 3 to 4 weeks worth of story beats, and then you'll have to wait like 6 weeks for the next one, and then you'll get all of them again. And people thought, from what they said in this Vidoc or this live stream, is that episodes Echoes Part 2, they'd be dropping all the story beats in one go, and that would cause confusion and things like that. It did cause absolute confusion. I was confused because I thought that's what they meant, that, they've listened to feedback. We're going to get all of the Echoes Part 2 all dropped on this coming Tuesday. That's not the case. What they're actually talking about is Revenant, the second Echo that is coming in October. I think that's when it kind of releases. I think because we've got it's about
Episode
90 days, and
yeah. We're getting 3 episodes. Episodes, is a new word for season, and act is the shorter part in those episodes.
Yeah.
So we still have 2 parts of this season to get through. In the next season, aka Echo,
Act 2 or 2.
Then we'll have acts 1, 2, and 3 will be in this new format.
Yeah. So apparently this is going to give players the option to play through the story for each act at their own preferred pace. I'm just going to see people gobbling this up and putting out videos to try and spoil it for other people because they found out other stuff, or there's lore stuff that comes out and that they kind of need to get their videos out before somebody else gets their video. So just be aware, not now, but we'll remind you when we get closer to the time. Just be very careful if you play the story each week, or you're going to do a little bit at a time. There may be spoilers for kind of things that kind of come down the line that everybody has kind of played except for you, kind of thing. I don't know how I'm going to react to that, how I'm going to play it, but I don't know.
Pace, apparently.
Yeah, but
grumpily.
But how would you do it? Are you going to play it all in one go just to see? Yeah,
get it over and done with.
That's honestly how I sort of treated this first part of this one. Again, I sort of ignored all of Echoes for the first 3-4 weeks, and then said, yeah, I mean, because it was like a couple of hours to sit down, like 2 or 3 hours to sit down and do sort of the whole storyline, as it were, at that point.
Yeah,
Going, let me just knock this out, and then I can enjoy the story through the lens of our fellow YouTubers and not in the game itself, which is how I enjoy the Destiny story.
Also, what we're getting with the Act 2 of Echoes is that we're going to have some Battlegrounds. Now, we're going to get 2 this first week, and then we're going to get the third the following week. No, but they're different kinds of Battlegrounds.
Sell me on the Battlegrounds.
Okay. Battlegrounds,
as we've had, not gonna suck.
Same.
They are not set in locations that we currently kind of play, so they're not kind of go, we're going to walk you back through this strike backwards, and you're just going to fight different enemies, and you're going to have to kind of go from one area to the next and do that. This is completely new areas, and there's going to be more enemies, so it really kind of leans into your builds of, I think mainly prismatic is what they were kind of trying to get across, is that, you've got a really good build for kind of ad clear, or you've got a build to kind of generate more supers or orb generation and things like that to work as a team. This is going to be, it's like we've got with Onslaught, but like mini horde mode, but in a Battlegrounds kind of setting, but in new areas to play. Now, it's going to work like we're going to start in the area that we've played with Act 1 of Echoes. So that part that we've kind of gone down into the hole and we've rescued, or we've found Saint kind of gibbering around, and it kind of takes us there in the first Battlegrounds. But then the second Battlegrounds then continues at the end of there, takes you off into a new direction deeper into Nessus. And then the third one apparently is going to even go further and further into the Battles of Nessus. So that's quite nice that we're getting new areas. We're going to get lots more kind of enemies to fight, and the bosses aren't going to be kind of like we fought before. There might be some mechanics that's still the same, but it's going to feel a little bit different from what we've kind of got now with Battlegrounds, which I'm kind of excited about. Have I sold it to you?
It's still Battlegrounds.
Who's out here asking for more Battlegrounds? We couldn't get a new Gambit map. Okay. Got 3 new Battlegrounds.
Can I change the name of it? Okay, right, Peroty. They're not called Battlegrounds anymore. They're called 3 Strikes.
You've taken my lack of interest, and now we've dipped into negative. We now have negative interest.
So the first strike is called Delve, and the second strike is going to be called Conduit, and the third is going to be called Core.
You might as well have told me I have to go play more Lost Sectors for things, because that's also something I'm really excited to get to.
It's going to be different, and it's going to feel different, and you're going to love it.
No,
you are. And then
I'm going to murder a thing, and I have to run over there.
It's 3 strikes. A, I think it's accurate. B, I wasn't thinking of it like that until you said it. C, like Peroty, I think you've just made it worse. Not only do I have to do 1 strike, but now I have to do 3 in a row.
You don't have to.
Oh my god!
You'll have to do it as part of the story part of it, but you don't have to do it.
There's going to be loot tied to it, 100%. Just like this season, just like every damn season.
Who is asking for Battlegrounds? Who? I mean, somebody maybe. I mean, do we have a big Battleground team?
The dude who's proud of it is the one that's asking for it.
Who?
Well, I don't know.
because I just want to ask them and go, why? Why?
Look.
Well, let me ask you, Nitedemon, have you found any of these Battlegrounds entertaining?
Yes.
That was a hard pause.
No, I find Battlegrounds a little bit more challenging than the strikes, and I enjoy that, especially if they kind of come.
That's called a Nightfall.
Yeah, but no, if it comes up as a nightfall, I kind of go, oh no, it's going to be hard, and I like the sadistic part of me actually likes that. Like, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be
Sadistic part of me.
like that one we tried to do on the moon last season. That was quite hard. You know, you go to that room with all the scorn, and I can hold my sword up as many times as I like. But you know, if you guys keep dying, I can't keep resing you if I've run out of tokens, kind of thing. So
It's easy. It's real easy for me. You know, I was just hanging out, watching my ghost orb, eating snacks. It was great.
And I think that's what they bring.
Ever.
I think that's what they bring to the Battlegrounds is they can add more stuff and they can do more stuff with the Battlegrounds than they've kind of done with the strikes. Now, admittedly, the strike that we've kind of got in the final shape is pretty cool. And when that comes up as a nightfall, which I think is going to be, let me just check my rotations, because it looks like we've now gone back onto the proper rotations for this season. So we've gone Glassway, Warden, Disgraced, and then we've gone, hey, let's go back to Glassway, Warden, and Disgraced. Now, this coming week, we've got the Saber Strike. So it should be the week after. It's called Liminally. I think that's the name of it. Should
Liminally?
Yeah, I think that's the one. It should be for week 8, which is the 23rd of July. Should be around that time. Hopefully, if the continuation of, because I don't know why they went back for Glassway. They did the first 3 weeks, and then they went, oh, let's do the GMs and start off again with Glassways. Like somebody pushed the wrong button, and they just went, sod it, we'll just go with it. So yeah, that's a very good strike, and I enjoy that, and that's going to be interesting to see that as a Grandmaster, I guess. But
speaking of strikes, I'm in a Nightfall, and I just crafted the seasonal rocket launcher, the Faithkeeper. Bro, can I tell you how nice it is having a tracking rocket launcher that has explosive light? Bruh. oh, you thought you dodged me? No. It's fun.
So yeah, to tell you on this parody, they've put your journey to the center of Nessus in Act 2 with 3 battlegrounds. While unraveling the mystery of the disappearing radiolaria, you'll fight through hordes of enemies and powerful bosses as you track the source. With a continuing story, each battleground will start with the last one left off.
Don't we want radiolaria to disappear, though? Because isn't that how the Vex are born? Should we have less of the Vex? That sounds like a good thing.
But maybe they're funneling it to somewhere that we need to kind of stop them funneling it.
Okay, that's a good point. I didn't think about it from that perspective.
So with the live stream, they did reveal that we are like getting 3 weapons, or there would be at least 3 weapons available with this kind of update to the act. So we've got Aberrant Action, which we kind of did allude to with our preview show of Echoes, which is the rocket-powered sidearm, which is going to be solar. And the role that they had, I think, was
Heel clip and incandescent.
Heel clip and incandescent. There you go.
Yes, it was. Oh, it's going to be so fun.
We have a heavy burst pulse rifle, which is going to be corrosion. And the perfect paradox shotgun is going to be back, which is a rapid fire frame. So if we have a look at these, the Aberrant Action is the sidearm, solar, and it can roll with. It's got the radiolarian transponder. Or transposer, which is rapid final blows, cause targets to explode in a pool of radiolarian fluid, which is pretty cool for a rocket sidearm. We have snapshot sights, harmony, golden tricorn, demolitionist, swashbuckler, reverberation, which is a new trait or perk, which is final blows with this weapon increase the size of its detonation for a short duration, and incandescent. With strategist, which is final blows with this weapon generate class ability energy. Activating your class ability briefly improves the weapon's stability. You have Pugilist, Field Prep, Beacon Rounds, Threat Detector, Ambitious Assassin, and Heel Clip. Pretty cool. And any roles apart from the one that they had sticking out? What about Reverberation with Heel Clip and with the Radiolarian? That sounds...
I'm not sure what Reverberation does off the top of my head.
Well, I've just read it to you, but I'll read it again. Final blows with this weapon increase the size of its detonation for a short duration. So that
Radiolarian is going to be pretty good. I see.
Paired with the Radiolarian thing and explosions, that's going to be pretty cool. So if you don't get the incandescent one, which is defeating targets spread scorch to those nearby, and more powerful combatants and opposing guardians cause scorch in a larger radius. So yeah, I think I would probably go for maybe a hill clip incandescent or even beacon rounds. I do like a beacon rounds, even though you say no, I shouldn't be going for beacon rounds.
I mean, I don't like them. I don't know why people crutch on them. Coming from the guy that's using Faithkeeper that tracks, right? But that's a rocket launcher, and a lot of the times, no, they dodge rockets, especially like this witch we were just fighting in the Nightfall. You shoot a rocket at her, she's moving to the side. You missed, right? But this thing's all like, nope, got him, right? That makes sense. But like on a rocket sidearm, I mean, it travels faster than a rocket does on average. So I don't.
Yeah, but I like to
see
just
why you
fire
would
and forget.
need
I
it.
just like to fire and forget in PvE.
But you're doing less damage overall, though. You know.
But I have enough bullets. Doesn't matter.
I mean, if you were going to run a rocket sidearm, legitimately run 2 rocket sidearms and a heavy. Put heavy ammo finder on, and I don't know how it works, but the rocket sidearms will trigger the heavy ammo finder when you pick up the heavy ammo finder. You can get both of the rocket sidearms currently. I don't know about the solo one, but you can both of them come with lead from gold, right? So they'll proc heavy to drop. You pick up the heavy, you give ammo to both of these things. I've been running double rocket sidearm almost this entire episode/season, and I've never run out of ammo. And if I think I'm getting low, I'll kill some things with my freaking my heavy, and then oops, now they're special on the ground, right? It's a circular feedback loop, and you've always got ammo for both of these ammo types, dude. So I don't see why you care about that. You know, the whole tracking thing. You know, you just fire and forget. Yeah, I get it, but you can fire and forget without having to worry about tracking. You know, just and not having to lose damage.
Like a bit of tracking.
Yeah, but like with champions and whatnot, you want that damage. You know, you want to stun the champion, and you want that extra damage to keep firing. Not these little pew 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 pew. I don't know. Somebody show me numbers. Somebody prove me wrong. I don't see the benefit of them. I really don't.
Different play style. That's it.
Sure.
Different people like different things.
That's blasphemy.
For our pulse rifle, Courageon, which is a heavy burst, it's going to be arc. Again, it's got the radial air interest responder or transposer. It has high ground, Eye of the Storm, Frenzy, Swashbuckler, Volt Shot, One for All, and Focus Fury, with air trigger, perfect float, pugilist, eddy current, enlightened action, perpetual motion, and high impact reserves. So I'm feeling maybe like an enlightened action, which is dealing damage, improves reload speed and handling, with maybe Volt Shot. I'm not sure about being up close with this weapon with swashbucklering and pugilisting or being in the air, and I like to be on the ground. My boots like to be on the ground. Any feelings about this one? No. Okay, good. Moving on. Perfect Paradox, our shotgun, has a different origin trait. So it has Cast No Shadows. Dealing melee damage increases this weapon's handling and loads a small amount of ammo from reserve. And you can have Trench Barrel, Swashbuckler, Opening Shot, Vorpal, 1-2 Punch, and Barrel Constrictor, with Threat Detector, Slide Shot, Field Prep, Dual Loader, Pugilist, and Threat Remover. So this, I believe you can get this to be quite where you can go range. Put range on that, and range on that. So if you get Smoothbore, which gives you plus 15 to range, you can then also get Accurized Rounds, which gives you 10 to range, and then a Masterwork in range. That will bump your range up to 67 for a rapid fire frame with a 65 impact. And then if you get something like maybe Slide Shot, which is sliding partially reloads the weapon's magazine and temporarily boosts range and stability, which could be quite nice. And maybe Trench Barrel. After a successful melee hit, this weapon gains increased damage, handling, and reload speed for a short duration, or until the 3 shots are fired. So you could slide into somebody, punch them, and then bang, bang, bang. Sounds pretty cool. Good PvP one. Maybe not PvE one. You guys feeling this?
Yeah, shotguns are fine, but I've never really gotten the hang of them, so.
Yeah, but it's the Saint 14 one. It's the one that you...
Yeah.
It's shiny.
Yeah, it's very shiny. Will I have a couple? Sure, probably. Will I ever use them? No, but I'll have some.
Okay, fair enough. So there you go. That's what's those 3 weapons definitely coming. I think there are more, but they haven't revealed them in the TWAB, so we won't go over them.
Yeah, that's at least what they'll tell us about. And we're getting more artifact perks.
We are.
With Act 2, we're releasing a row of artifact perks based on sniper rifles and solar, and half of us have already checked out.
Rifles.
Yeah.
But with that, they're not giving you more kind of tokens to unlock your artifact. So if you've already got kind of your setup with your artifact and you've already unlocked everything on your hunter journal, then you're kind of it just gives you another row, which you then have to deselect some of the things that you've already selected. It won't give you more than the 12 that it kind of allots you at the time. So yeah, you're kind of still stuck to having 12, but it gives you the extra kind of maneuverability, I guess, or buildcraft possibilities for anti-barrier sniper rifle. We've got authorized mods for scavenger. The energy costs of scavenger mods are significantly reduced. Incendiary rifle rounds, solar sniper precision hits, scorched targets, solar fulmination,
Fulmination, I think.
fulmination. There you go. Your ignitions do increased damage in an increased radius, and then sniper's meditation. Sniper rifle hits grant stacking sniper rifle damage, stability, and reload bonuses for a short time. Heavy ammo sniper rifles hits count as more than 1. So those are those ones that you're getting.
So we give you lots of toys for your still hunt and solar fulmination for your consecration. That's what I'm reading this as.
Yeah.
Ignore everything but column 4, and your ignitions do more damage in an increased radius. Interested in that, ignoring the rest of this.
I was muted this whole.
Yeah,
anyway.
you were. That's why I was asking questions, and I thought, is he going to respond? No, he's not.
No, my son needed my attention. I'm daddy daycare today because the wife went to the beach. So I didn't hear anything. Somebody's asking, where do you get that shotgun? I'm assuming it's something you said because I have no idea what they're talking about.
Oh, the Perfect Paradox. It'll be one of the things available as episodes Act 2 drops. It'll just be available. It could be actually on the season pass, but I'm not 100% sure because they didn't actually specifically say.
Yeah. No, I'm super excited about these changes for the still hunt, but somebody almost immediately popped my bubble and said, yeah, but your Nighthawk is getting nerfed. And I'm just like, not Nighthawk.
Yeah, Celestial Nighthawk.
Yeah, Nighthawk. Yeah.
It's getting nerfed, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot how they said, but I mean, I don't know if it's really going to affect anything with all these sniper. Our super might get a bit of a debuff, but that sniper is still going to be super damn strong, dude.
We can probably tell you exactly what they're going to do to it.
Yeah.
And they'll also do some other things, like bringing swarm grenades and threaded spectre into line, and increasing the Twilight Arsenal and Hammer of Soul damage versus bosses and mini bosses.
Oh, y'all are getting buffs. Look at you.
Yeah, because they need it. Armor, they're correcting it.
Does a ton of damage. Why are they nerfing that?
No, they're increasing it because it does a ton, but not enough. Against bosses, it is not. It should do more.
Okay, I'm not going to complain. That's a fun super. I like using that super when somebody else throws it. So
yeah, they're also correcting an issue that allows swapping between a regular armor mod and reserve mods to enable a higher ammo count than the current maximum. This was never an intended functionality, so they're taking away the thing that you were never meant to do. To help offset this fix, however, they're buffing the following ammo-related aspects. Your reserve ammunition for all weapon types have been increased by up to 15%, and weapons with low reserves for their weapon type are getting a larger buff, and reducing the cost of all the reserve mods by 1. So, throwing you a bone and fixing the thing that was never meant to happen. For weapons, they're increasing the Tex Scout rifle's damage by 30% in PvE, reducing flinch for sniper rifles by 50% versus combatants in PvE, increasing Ariana's Vow damage by 67% versus barrier shields, and removing stat penalties from adept mods.
Hold on, you missed the thing. It not only does extra damage to barrier shields, but now it scorches based on the number of times you hit.
I didn't miss a thing. I read the words that were there.
Yeah.
Did I just not hear scorch, or did they not put it in there?
They did not put it in
I,
there.
I read the words that were there.
Yeah, on the live stream, they were talking about it's also now going to scorch. So I guess that was a live stream specific piece of info. See, I did watch it.
Maybe it's coming later. I don't know. We'll still be reducing Still Hunt's golden gunshot damage when paired with the Celestial Nighthawk by 25%. Since long as they've been monitoring it, blah blah blah. Now it's time to make that change.
That's super strong considering how it does times 6 damage. If you reduce it by 25%, it's still going to do almost. I mean, it's still going to do more damage than you combining all 3 shots and then like I don't know. Instead of it doing 6 shots with the damage, it might do 4.5 or 5. So it's still super strong.
And now we go to Respawn with the Solstice Armor Fashion Review. Take it away.
Oh my god!
No, but don't we want to Respawn? With removing the stat penalties from the Adept mods, that's going to be a game changer, isn't it, for some of the Adept mods?
Not
So,
really.
like, if you can get Adept targeting, so you normally get plus 10 to aim assist, but it gives you minus 15 in stability. They're going to take away that minus 15 in stability. That's obviously a game changer. Come on.
That might matter for PvP, but I just use the Adept magazine capacity.
Okay. But yeah.
It's not going to affect me directly, no.
Okay. But some of them, like you've got Adept counterbalance, gives you plus 33 to the recoil direction, but minus 10 in range. So they're going to take away that minus 10 in range, which is also going to be quite nice as well.
Don't get me wrong, it's going to make Adept weapons matter again, which is always fun. It's good, but like, I mean, with them taking away the damage mods, the only real mod I see anybody putting on there that's not like a primary weapon is a magazine. Not a magazine.
But no, with your Adept mag, but your Adept mag gives you plus 11 in the mag, but it gives you minus 15 to handling. So they're going to take away that. Well, that's good. It bumps up your handling then.
I mean, look, outside of PvP, does handling really matter? What does handling do?
Makes you get the gun faster and reload faster.
Get the gun faster. Wow, no, I don't care. Most of the time when I have this magazine, it's on a rocket launcher. Who cares?
Okay, fair enough.
You know,
carry on with your review.
I mean, no, for other people out there, yeah, it's probably a game changer for a lot of people. I'm not discrediting that, and I'm not discounting it. I'm just saying, for me personally, meh, and that's all. You know, it's good.
What about the armor? Is that a meh? Is the armor a meh or yeah?
I'll be honest with you. The only armor that looks good out of any of these, and I can't believe I'm saying this again, is the freaking Titans. Right?
I think they all look cool. I'm 100% in on all of these. I know it's all only concept art at this point in time, and when we get it, and it's going to do glows and things, I love it. I love the whole kind of aesthetic of it.
Hunter's ass. I mean, look at that flat cardboard thing, man. What is this?
But it's a picture. It's
concept art.
Yeah, concept art.
This is not how it's going to look.
Well, then, I don't know. In the future, maybe the Hunters will look better. But as of right now, just like with the T-Rex on the Titans.
I love the whole kind of Rocketeer look that they've kind of got going with the leather jackets and the kind of...
Oh, my God.
Maybe Indiana Jones kind of style.
No. You had it on the money, Rocketeer. Now that I see that, I can't unsee that. That's spot on. Good reference. But yeah, I mean... no, Rocketeer definitely over Indiana for sure. No, do any of them have a whip around the waist? Hold on, let me see. No, okay.
No,
but the whole Titan armor set, except for your helmet. I don't know what's going on with your helmet. That's a sweet looking armor set. Warlocks are meh, and I think in this particular instance, Hunters probably came in third. You know, it's just not there. The fashionista is just not calling my name with the Hunters at this time. You know, Titans once again
with her rocket boots.
Oh God, you get a speed boost when using this armor set specifically. It's whatever. I like the color scheme. I like the yellows and the glowiness about it, but I don't like the style at all on the Hunter or the Warlock. Titan is definitely the best, which sucks. Yet another class I'll never use. Or another armor set I'll never use. But yeah. So, what do you guys think? How do you think your own Titan looks of the 3?
I'm enjoying all of them. I'm going to get all of them.
Yeah, but Peroty, did Peroty give feedback? I didn't hear what he said.
I don't care about any of them.
Oh, there you go.
Meh.
Yeah.
Have they given us any details about Solstice yet, or just the armor? Because I'm not sure I'm excited about Solstice if it's going to be the same thing that it always is.
Well, they've given. There are some things that have been leaked, and I'm kind of compiling it so as we get closer to it, we can kind of go over it. But
yeah, I haven't seen anything officially from them yet, so we'll see. It's there. It's fine. It makes me think of a Vex Indiana Jones, but yeah, or Rocketeer, but.
there is a hunter set that has the whip like Indiana Jones, and I can't remember the name of it. I think it could be the Intrepid set, but I can't remember off the top because I did get it, and it's got the whip on the side of the boots.
You can live your Indiana Jones fantasy if you so wish.
Yeah, I can.
But that means you got to play a hunter, though.
I do play a hunter. I have been playing hunter.
Yeah, he was playing a hunter in Iron Banner when we played the other day.
Well done. Now, can you just make that a permanent change? Can we change the show to 2 hunters and a titan?
Yeah.
So we're also going to get Hardware Havoc in Crucible Labs. They're going to test out the new mode. Havoc Hardware. I can't read. Ooh, cold medicine's fun. Havoc Hardware is like Mayhem, but for special and heavy weapons. Following the rules of Havoc Hardware, players will be focused on their weaponry as abilities are disabled. Ammo crates will respawn rapidly and players drop more ammo, so we're expecting the all-out firefight in the Crucible realm. This will be a nice place for the Crucible-centric players to level their crafted weapons, with the influx of ammo availability as well. As usual, Guardians will also have the opportunity to earn a bit more rep in the labs nodes, so hop in and check out. We'll be right alongside you with Lord Shax, watching the chaos unfold. Hit us with your feedback after a few rounds. So what do we think about all the weapons and none of the abilities?
I'm liking it. I mean,
I'll try it. Yeah, I'll try it.
Crucible, too many abilities, not enough gunplay. And yes, I know this isn't Call of Duty, but I mean, I'm not a fan of the space magic in PvP. Never have been.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this plays out. Or if it, I assume it's just going to be sort of like Mayhem, and it's just going to be madness. But again, it's fun to see them at least using Crucible Labs and trying these things out. This could be. I mean, I would take this as Iron Banner, as a mode or a selectable thing. Throw that in the rotation. Yeah, it's good to see them continue to experiment at least as they're maybe trying things out for Marathon, or maybe just going, hey, what can we do with PvP now that we've remembered it existed?
What's PvP?
I don't know. I'm hanging out in the rec room though. Rec room. It is a thing. It's a thing you can go be in, and you can be a guardian, and you can play some sort of Destiny themed game mode thing. Destiny 2 Guardian Gauntlet.
This looks awful. I don't even know what this is.
It looks like Roblox. It looks like Roblox.
No, Roblox is blocky. This is you don't have legs or a neck.
I mean, this is VR. I mean, it's clearly some VR thing. So if you go to recroom.com, it's, I think, available for iOS, Android, and VR platforms. I mean, the lack of legs kind of gives it away for the most part, I feel like. Yeah. Apparently also on PC and consoles. So yeah, it's free. So if you're already rec rooming, you can rec room in Destiny and do some sort of Destiny game mode thing that's there. As you can tell, we are all very hip to it and know exactly what this is. So that's a thing they're doing.
What's that phrase? They were so preoccupied with whether or not they could do it, they didn't stop to think whether or not they should do it.
That's Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Does Sony own Rec Room? Is this another Sony tie-in, or is this just, hey, it's on the list of things to slap Destiny into?
Oh my god!
No idea.
Yeah, same. Hey, Chaos for the Cause is still going on. I donated some money because I wanted to get that lovely graphite hand-drawn emblem, the Graphite Daydreams.
Ooh. That is pretty nice.
But they're earning lots of money, and people are doing good things, and there's some sort of activity going on for it that I have not paid any attention to. But Bungie is real close to that $1.5 million goal. $1,437,000 as we record. And there's some seventh column chaos happening with different teams. You can go to the page and toss some money their way if you want that lovely emblem or other rewards. And there's a number of people are doing drawings for things. I think I can't remember if it was Braytech or the Vex Network. One of the Discords that I follow was like, "Hey, we're doing a thing and also doing some drawings for some other stuff. So if you donate, through our link, you have the chance to win or earn some other stuff." So, you've probably seen people talking about it by now. It's a thing that's going on. I don't actually know anything about the 7th Column Chaos event. Do either of you two know what that actually is?
Yes, we went over it last week, I believe. It's with
Beautiful.
there's several teams that have entered into it, and they're generating money for the Bungie Foundation.
Excellent.
I mean, generating money for the Bungie Foundation is good regardless of whatever it's for. So,
Yep.
Yeah. Big fan, because it usually goes to charities. I mean, God, what was that last week when they did with you donate to give kids that have cancer like iPads to help ease their suffering or whatever? And I know that probably doesn't sound like it makes sense on the surface, but if you were there, it's
iPads for kids.
Yeah, that. I mean, it distracts them from the pain that they're going through by giving them some form of entertainment that they otherwise might not be able to afford because, I don't know, hospital payments are ridiculous, and God forbid a parent actually, get their kid an iPad or whatever, right? Just not the parents' fault. That probably sounds like I'm blaming the parents. It's not their fault. It's hospital bills' fault.
Blaming the American healthcare system.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know what it's going to go to this time. There's probably details if you go to that page, but it's almost always for a really good cause.
St. Jude is where it's going for. So again,
St. Jude?
Phenomenal work.
Yeah.
Kids with cancer, period, full stop, who absolutely fly people in from all over the world to Tennessee to, specialize in like rare forms of cancer and, treating people that absolutely cannot and do not have the means for. So there's all through the summer, there's usually big, donation drives going on because it takes a lot of money to fly people and their families into Tennessee from all over the world and treat them with rare forms of cancer and things. So it's going toward that. And there's a number of other efforts that happen throughout the summer. So you'll see lots of St. Jude talk as the summer progresses.
I'm talking about another thing, which I always have mixed feelings about this because technically I'm a part of the community, but it feels weird, is the Happy Disability Pride Month. Disability Pride Month was originally started to celebrate the passing of the ADA, Americans with Disability Act in the United States. Since then, Disability Pride Month has been adopted by many other countries around the world to celebrate and honor the achievements, experiences, and struggles of the disability community. Accessibility at Bungie is one of Bungie's inclusion, diversity, and equity associations. IDEA, whatever, just a fancy, the same thing, different name.
Acronym. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's celebrating with Everyone Can Play collectible pin and emblem. We are excited to partner with the Ability Points Dagger System, a nonprofit organization that strives to help disabled adults achieve employment in the tech and gaming space. During the month of July, each purchase of the Everyone Can Play collectible pin, which comes with a matching emblem, for $7, by the way, more of that 7 theme, will be donated to Ability Points. Get your pin today at the Bungie store or the EU Bungie store. So yeah, it's always been kind of a weird feeling because I was medically retired from the Marine Corps, and then outside of the military, I'm also basically crippled in the eyes of the American government too because of back issues and whatnot that my military service gave me. So, but I can still, like when I think of disabilities, I think of the veterans, some of my friends that are missing legs and arms or have brain damage or, they were a little too close to a grenade and now have a lot of physical stuff wrong with them that I'm not going to get into details about, right? So, I mean, it's crazy because, those are the people that I would think are disabled. And I'm not saying that if you don't have some kind of horrific disfiguration, you're not disabled. But from what I've seen in combat, it just, I don't know. My views are skewed. I'm not putting anybody down. But it just being a part of that community, it just always feels weird when somebody calls me disabled. Now, mentally, I'm absolutely disabled 100%. But physically, I don't know. It is what it is. But if you want to, give to I just had a brain. See, mentally disabled. if you want to give, if you want to help these kinds of people, this organization, that's how you do it. $7 gets donated every time you buy a pin, and then you get an emblem to go with it, so everybody knows that you're a badass for supporting disabled people. So,
what do we get for supporting you every week?
The joy of me being around.
Fair enough.
And what do you support? Get any support?
We support you in this game.
Do you?
Yes.
Really? I haven't Sherpa'd since the last time I Sherpa'd you. If anything, you caused me trauma, okay?
Exactly.
No, that's not support.
That's support for the community, getting you out of the way.
But you said you support me. You didn't say you support the community.
Well, supporting you is supporting the community.
Wow. I feel personally attacked, probably because I am.
Yeah. So there is still an Art of the Week and Movie of the Week going along for Echoes, and that finishes on July 16th, which is in a couple of days. So basically, by the time you hear this in the show, it's over and done with. So if you haven't got your competition entries in already,
you ain't.
You're not. Why did you say no?
Well, Kimber Prime's been busy, submitting artwork instead of making your video night team, and so maybe that's still coming.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And everybody will have their fancy emblems or not. And finally, Destiny. We joked a couple weeks back. DMG returns to Bungie, and sure enough, the Destiny Bungie Discord came back to life again. Like I'm pretty sure he had the passwords and just didn't give them to anyone when he left the first time, because now they're actually back and also saying, "Hey guys, all reporting in from the Destiny 2 social media team." And as you may know us by the Destiny the Game on Twitter, on Facebook, and Instagram. Today they're actually going to add 2 more platforms. They've brought their Destiny the Game Discord back, discord.gg/Destiny Game, and also adding Destiny Game to Threads, which is less exciting for Threads, but more exciting for it's on the Fediverse.
What's Threads?
So now you can actually follow, if you're off Twitter for any number of reasons, you can now actually follow all the Destiny Game stuff through anywhere on Mastodon, Fediverse, social media stuff there. So through the Discord, they've got Destiny Game, Destiny 2 team, Bungie Help with the Bungie blog. You can hit a pretty little button and it'll take those channels and put them into your Discord. So if you also have a Destiny related Discord, it'll actually give you those updates, asterisk, until they forget to update them again and it all breaks like it has been for the last, couple of years. But it's back now for now, so enjoy it. And so threads.net/@Destiny the Game. So if you're anywhere on the Fediverse, anywhere on Mastodon, you can follow their official things there and get your information that way, as there's a ton of unofficial ones that people have put together because they haven't had any kind of presence there yet. Now they do. So that's exciting and nice. So one more thing too, as Twitter is broken and doesn't work because they disabled all the APIs and broke everything. Now you can get your information and it makes it a little bit easier for us nerds. The rest of you are going, those are all a lot of words you said. We don't care at all.
I am a nerd, and I don't know half the crap you're talking about. What Threads is, what the Donkeyverse is, or whatever the hell you just said.
Fediverse. It's basically Mastodon. Threads is Facebook's Twitter clone. Is basically what it is, and it's part of the Fediverse because it's decentralized. So Threads can talk to social.lol or mastodon.social. You can have an account in one of those places as opposed to going like to twitter.com and having an account there. You can have an account anywhere and follow other people on different servers. They don't have to be on the same server you're on.
Ooh, I like that. That sounds good. And what's it called? Mastodon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's a ton of different, there's a ton of different servers that all integrate and federate between each other. So, you can find one that you are interested in and the people there will share that interest. But then if you're like, hey, Destiny's over there on Threads on Facebook's thing, which makes sense because they're a big corporation and that's a little more, safer for them or whatever. You can still follow them without having to have an account on Threads and dealing with Facebook if you don't want to. So yeah, that was your Nerd Quarter. Now we have your player support report. Our subheaders at whimsy. So your Siegebreak Hunter bundle, they've resolved an issue where you were able to purchase the bundle but not receive any of the items. So your bundle actually bundles things inside of it now. They're actively working on a fix for players who encountered the issue but did not receive the armor ornaments as intended. The fix will be applied automatically at a later date, so if you bought the bundle and got nothing, you will at some point. And in known issues, acquiring the Criminal's Dagger and the Claws of the Wolf weapons do not count progress toward the Oromun's Taste Triumph. So if you're sitting here going, why am I not getting this done? It's because those two weapons aren't counting towards it. So you might be sitting at 13 to 15 or 14 to 15 weapons. They're aware and will eventually fix it later. The Decathlete Triumph does not grant progress in the newer PvP game modes. Which ones? Oh, the newer ones. So play an older one and then you can get your Triumph. Champions are appearing in the Defiant Battlegrounds in the Vanguard Ops playlist, where I'm guessing they should not be appearing. They are defiantly appearing there, so enjoy your more champions. Your hazardous propulsion does not function correctly with the Quicksilver Storm's rockets. A weekly challenge icon appears beside Nessus for a challenge that does not exist. So if you're wondering what Nessus wants you to do, nothing.
Too bad.
Nessus is messing with you. There's also Icor Array is also blinking, which apparently also is basically indicating that, hey, Zur is around and there's a thing there, but if Zur is not there, she may also be blinking, acting like she wants to talk to you, but she has nothing for you. Don't be fooled. And finally, the Transcendent title does not grant progress to Guardian ranks. So that's it. That's your known issues. Everything else is beautiful. And then we have movies of the week, and yeah, that's it. And Act 2 is coming shortly.
I like Tuesday shortly, right?
16th is that Act 2?
Yeah, yes. Everything gets released on Tuesday, right?
Usually.
No, I mean, like,
okay.
Everything for this, quote, season is getting released on Tuesday all at once.
No.
We
went over this earlier in the show, and I said there was confusion.
Still weekly.
Still weekly.
There's a respawn report roundup that'll reiterate this again. So we can.
So maybe he can understand.
We'll hear you a third time. Make it stick. Let's find out. Okay. All right. So we have some kanji, which I guess translates to @Skullbomb on X, says, one of this week's Echo AOTW winners copied my artwork without my consent. Oh. Please address this. I need to protect my artwork. The AOTW, the art of the week, by the way, should ensure originality. Thank you. Below is a comparison image at Destiny 2. Let's see. Oh, that is pretty spot on. Yeah. But to be fair, this person hand drew it, so maybe that makes it. I don't know. But yeah, no, he definitely
copied it by hand. Doesn't mean you didn't copy it.
True. I mean, I guess. Destiny 2 replied to Skullbomb saying, thank you for bringing this to our attention. We've taken action and updated the TWID. We're a big fan of your art and would love to feature your images of Osiris and Saint 14 in our final batch of winning entries in next week's TWID. Cool. Destiny 2 team says, for some time we've been investigating an issue where Titans and Hunters were incorrectly receiving reputation boosts in Crucible, Vanguard Ops, and Gambit. Starting today, this issue is resolved, and all classes should correctly be earning the same amount of reputation. We are planning some reputation bonus weeks for Crucible, Vanguard Ops, and Gambit in the future as a form of make good for this issue. All classes will be included. The fact that they had to add that.
Which somebody points out, how is this a makeup? Because Warlocks are still getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah, I guess. Stay tuned for more announcements. Cool.
And that was from July 9th. So after the 9th, everything should be giving you the same. Basically a Tuesday reset this past week. Everything should be giving you the same rep, even Warlocks.
They that they're nerfing the Warlock. They can't nerf from PvP, so they're nerfing their XP. Anyway. Today we're pushing some server-side changes to update matchmaking settings in the Iron Banana. Our goal for these changes is to address feedback concerning the variance of skill-based matchmaking in Iron Banner when compared to other Crucible offerings. Facts. Anyway, this change will widen the potential skill value of participants from match to match. will be monitoring the feedback as these changes go live. For our next episode, Revenant, each act's entire story will be available to play as it launches instead of week to week. Our goal is to give players an opportunity to play at their own pace. We'll be monitoring feedback when these changes go live. That's what I was talking about. Is this not happening Tuesday?
Read the next thing.
We'd also like to note specifically that episode. We'd like. God, I can read. I see the words. My brain is processing them, but the brain to the mouth feature is broken. Ugh. We'd also like to note specifically that episode Echoes will continue to have weekly story beats for Acts 2 and 3.
So
I don't understand what the hell this means.
We're in Echoes. Echoes, when you see Echoes, think season. Episode is a season. In the season, there's 3 acts. Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. We just finished Act 1.
Start this.
Act 2 is coming on Tuesday. Act 2 and Act 3 will still have weekly story beats. When Revenant goes live, the next episode, so after Act 2 and Act 3, the next episode, when that goes live, then you'll be able to play things all at once. But for the next 2 acts, it'll be a weekly, drip feed. Because again, that content is done. They're not making a change. That's shipped. So
that's shipped has sailed?
It has. And run into the rocks, and now everyone's shipwrecked going, remember we had a boat? Boats are cool.
What's a boat?
I don't know. What's about you? You know what's also cool?
I like that.
Patrons.
What?
Patrons are cool. Zep Orbit and K4, who can't be threatened with good times. Very cool. Our Otter Dance Troupe of the T-Rex King, Scarlet KM, Mellow Mally, Data Tatum Wham 64, Renard Calant. Very, very cool. Our Grenade Throwers of Carver 2782, Golden God 1562, Noble, Basically Salt, Fire Squad 1688, and Coder 105. The coolest. And Respawn Antagonizer Dimwee, Gravy Jeff, and PP Pipe, our Deacons Day 1 raid team. Very, very cool. We appreciate them, and we appreciate them going to patreon.com/TTH and going, we like what you do. We'd like you to do more of it. And here we are, doing more of it.
So, it's K4, one of the Patreons. Hello?
What was that question?
It's K4, right? He's one of our Patreons, or he used to be. Is he still there? I kind of zone out when you talk. It's a yes or no. Is he still there? Because he's been forcing me to play raids with him, saying that it's his Patreon privilege because he pays for that tier. But I don't remember hearing his name.
Well, then you should listen back.
Listen. Just listen back. Just listen when Peroty is speaking. Rather than get to the end of it and go, is he still a Patreon?
I was trying to listen, but I also have a child under my feet. I told you I'm daddy daycare today. I'm having a hard time multitasking.
Sounds like a skill issue.
It is. I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying I have a hard time.
Lock the door. Just lock the door.
I can't. No.
And hope they don't have glasses.
I don't trust him with a locked door. Okay.
See, you have kids and dogs. That's where you went wrong. If you have neither of those things, you consider it a peaceful, quiet house where no one is underfoot.
Look, I love having kids and dogs. It's just right now they're a little inconvenient. But the point I was getting at is for people that were like not wanting to do Patreon or looking for a reason to do it, whatever. What we offer on the Patreon, we do honor. And K4 so far is the only person that's actually been taking advantage of it to full effect. Because every week he's like, hey, you want to do a raid? I'm like, do I have to? He goes, Patreon says so. I'm like, hey.
So what we're getting from this is that you don't even have to be a Patreon. You can just turn up in the Discord and go, I'm a Patreon Respawn. You have to take me through a raid.
If he's not a Patreon and he's playing
he has no way to look it up until he gets to the show the following week and goes, Peroty, is this person a Patreon? So, you've got an opportunity here, people. Jump into the Discord.
Perfect. It's the perfect crime.
Yeah.
But the point I was trying to make is not to take advantage of me if you're not a Patreon, but if you are one, the tiers that we have in there, we do honor. So if you ever
continue to take advantage of Respawn, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, we are.
Use him and abuse him. He is here for your enjoyment. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, just, I understand we're not professionals, and sometimes we slack, and sometimes, by we, I mean me. I don't know about the other two. But if you our Patreon and you want something or you need something, we have a Patreon chat. You say, hey, I need a thing. And if available, one of the three of us will do the best we can to accommodate. So it's not just empty promises. It's not platitudes. We do what we can to try to honor the Patreon. So there you go.
Have Respawn take you through raids. That's what he's tring to tell you. Respawn wants to shepherd you through raids. That's
what
I'm hearing him
in
say
one evening.
No.
Yes.
No.
He's moaned about it twice now that he wants to do more Sherpering.
Yeah.
That is not what I am. And I don't Sherpa. I'm just a body in his team.
Same idea.
Yeah.
Okay, that was hurtful, Peroty.
What? Sorry, I don't listen when you talk.
And now we've got to be even more hurtful because we've got to say goodbye to people.
Bye.
We are. Thank you for joining us. Your hunters don't respond to real life, and your Iron Banner players are Peroty and Nitedemon. We're on everywhere you can find us. You can email the show 2titansandahunter@hotmail.com. You find the show wherever you find your podcasts. Follow us on YouTube. You get each new episode, weekly update, live streams. Basically, everything we put out, it lives there. 2titansandahunter.com will take you to the show notes, where all these links or builds or YouTube videos we link to, or, hey, how do I get through the Final Shape campaign or other campaigns? It all lives there. There's a lovely link at the top of the page. You can go there and see all the beautiful, beautiful links to show notes we put together for you over time. If you want to join our Patreon, patreon.com/TTAH, you too can use and abuse Respawn. Looking for more casual encounter? Coffee.com, ko-fi.com/2titansandahunter. And if you're up to the Twitch game, twitch.tv/no-one-respawns-in-real-life or twitch.tv/2titansandahunter. Go there, hit the bell. You know how this works by now. And we'll be back next week with something, and it'll be exciting. And Respawn won't know what's coming, so it'll be new and beautiful. And we'll all be here to see what happens.
Absolutely accurate.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Deuces!
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
What about automation for your computer just to reach out and smack you every time you max out the volume and just turn into a staticky mess?
The thing is my volume is halfway, specifically for that reason.
Yes, but not your voice volume.
No, what I'm saying is I've lowered it down so that it won't peak, and it still peaks. I don't know. Because I hear other people yelling into their mic and theirs doesn't peak. So what the hell?
We don't yell. No, we don't yell.
Not you, but YouTubers, people that get excited and yeah, and they yell and their mic never peaks.
Again, not us two. Professional YouTubers. I think that's where you're going wrong. You've already explained so many times today. We're not professional YouTubers. I think you should just underline it there and just go, well, I cannot replicate what they are doing. So don't shout.